A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
Hey, what's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of True Capitalist Radio. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 85 for all the folks that are keeping track with the True Capitalist broadcast. And before I get into anything else, I know that anybody who happened to tune into yesterday's broadcast probably was a little taken back, maybe was a little bamboozled, maybe a little flustered by the utter meltdown that I had yesterday and, abruptly just kind of ending the broadcast in the middle of I want to say first and foremost, I'm sorry to all the individuals that were out there who listened to that broadcast, who heard that meltdown. Once again, it's just a lot of things. It's not just these little ass clowns that are out here, trying to make jackasses out of me. It's just a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when you're a capitalist, you got a lot of things on your mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got a lot of things on our mind out here. You got to talk about making more capital. I'm making big time deals up in here. I've got a day trade. I trade not only equities, futures, options. I recently sold one of my brick mortar businesses, the whole 9 yards. So once again, folks, my sincerest apologies to all the people that listened to the broadcast and was not part of that ridiculous, pathetic, rambunctious, immature group who continues to call me up and continues to, sit here and make me look like a jag-off by, sputtering out these goddamn sentence fragments that no one finds funny. Anyway, folks, I want to say especially apologize to all the people that are a part of the True Capitalist Army. I'm talking about www.capitalistarmy.com. Once again, folks, I want to say I'm sorry to you. It was just a complete and utter meltdown. I'm going to try not to have it happen again, folks. So once again, please forgive me. And for everybody else, besides the fans, besides the capitalist army, I'm not apologizing to you assholes, all right? All right, I'm not apologizing to the idiots that are calling up this show, besmirching the True Capitalist radio program, besmirching me. I'm not apologizing to you assholes. All right? I mean everything I say to you silly bastards. All right? And you know who you are. You're these same losers that are waxing your carrot, tuning into my broadcast every single day just to try to make a mockery of it. Anyway, before I get on with anything else, let me kick off a couple of people that are pissing me off, and then we'll go ahead and get through this. All right. Anyway, the markets, folks, today were looking pretty grim, to say the least. Do you understand? looking pretty grim out there, and we're going to go over them real quick. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and do that right now. Now, of course, folks, we saw a retraction because we're seeing a gain on the dollar. We're seeing a gain in the bond market. Not to mention that we're seeing massive sell-offs in the oil market. The CME Group, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, actually had to halt trading for oil futures in the middle of the day. They stopped trading because it descended at such a rapid pace that they pulled the plug on the trading for oil futures, for Christ's sake, man. And anyway, all these factors, not to mention we had some pretty bad earnings come in that, took investors back by storm. We saw some, was it Disney that didn't meet up to the street's expectations, that sort of thing. But anyway, it was down, and it was down in a considerable margin. Dow Jones Industrials closes out today at 12,630 points, a decrease of 130.33 points. I mean, God, Jesus Christ. Oh, Christ. It just pisses me off to see this kind of helter-skelter market, you know? I mean, yesterday you had these ass-clown, helter-skelter, impulsively buying investors out here, buying into, just everything yesterday. And today they're like, I don't know what to do with my money. Shut up. Anyway, let's continue on. S&P 500 closes out today at 1,342.08, a decrease today of 15.08 points, a decrease of 1.11%. NASDAQ closes out today at 2845.06, a decrease of 26 points, a little over 26 points, a decrease of just about 1%. I mean, this is not peanuts. Every one of the major equities markets was down 1% today. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. It's sick. And if you're a traditional investor, if you're somebody that's like, okay, the equities market's down today, right? We should be able to make some capital here in the commodities market, right? Wrong. Well, no, I mean, that's traditional investing, right? When the equities markets are down, we should see the commodities market rising, right? Yeah. Wrong. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's take a look at the commodities and get through those first. Brent crude oil, folks, was down $4.59, a decrease of 3.90%, closing out today at $113.04 per barrel of Brent crude oil. Gasoline futures is down $22 today, a decrease of 2.33%. And heating oil futures also took a slide. It was down $8.38, a percentage decrease of 2.79%. I mean, listen to these descent. I mean, it is over 3%, 2.5%, over 2.5%. Natural gas futures are down 5 cents, a decrease of 1.30%. All right, I mean, give me a break. And we got WTI sweet crude today. It was down $5.21. A decrease of 5.02% today in the WTI sweet crude futures market. All right? I mean, no BS. I mean, it's just negative all around. Negative in the equities, negative in commodities. I'm telling you, helter-skelter goddamn market, and it's making me sick. But for the long term, folks, I'm pretty bullish. So I just hate seeing, investors, with their heads up their asses. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's continue on. What else we got going on here? Canola futures. We're going on to agricultures. Canola is down $8.40. All right, we got cocoa futures up for a change. Those are up. If you happen to be trading cocoa, they were up $13, an increase of 0.42%. Man, coffee continues its descents. I mean, it is just continuing to go downward. It was down today $9.45, a decrease of 3.34%. I mean, damn. Corn. Finally, we're seeing some sell-offs in some corn out here. I'm glad that we're seeing these consecutive sell-offs in corn. And if you happen to be one of these commodities traders in this industry, in this particular sector, I'm sorry. I'm glad to see it, baby, because I'm from Texas. All right, I like Texas barbecue. As a matter of fact, I consider myself, somewhat of a barbecue. There should be a PhD for barbecue cooks and chefs. I mean, I'm at the pinnacle, for Christ's sake. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, if anything transpires with this little ghost show that I've got going on, I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is release a cookbook for the best damn Texas barbecue ever. I mean, you ain't never going to taste anything better than this. I kid you not, boy. But besides the point, I hate going to the grocery store and paying $1 an ear of corn, for Christ's sake. $1 an ear of corn? Jesus Christ, man. I'm in Texas. It's supposed to be an agricultural-based state. I should be getting ears of corn, 9 ears for $1. All right? 9 ears for $1. And, what you do with those damn corns, you throw them on a fire. I mean, don't put the husks off, you idiots. The husk is what gives it the damn flavor. You throw those things on the grill and just let them cook there. I'm not going to give you a time limit because, it's up to the individual who wants to consume that particular food. But let me tell you something right now. It's unbelievable. All right? Anyway, it's gone down, old corn. What else we got here? We got cotton down $1.10. We've got wheat futures down $28.50, a decrease of 3.07%. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm stumbling like John Edwards is going to be stumbling when he has to answer to the grand jury about lying about his stupid bastard kid that he had with that bimbo that was his quote-unquote videographer. That horse-faced, disgusting slut bag. Anyway, sugar is down 93 cents, a decrease of 4.25%. Soybeans is down $6.25. Lumber futures are down $5. All right? Oat futures are down $10. All right? Soybean oil futures are down 50 cents. I mean, do you hear what I'm saying? Commodities down. I mean, one would think in traditional investor terms, and looking at the, empirical evidence of the history of investors, if you see the equities markets down, the commodities markets should be up. But no, that's not how it is it? It's continuing to go. I mean, what is it? Wool at least was up $16 a day, an increase of 1.25%. Now, let's take a look at the metals, for Christ's sake. I mean, they're receding, and that's another thing. I mean, you would think that the equities market's down, the oil's down, metals would be up, right? Traditional investor thinking, wrong. I mean, do you understand that this is damn helter-skelter market? We got a bunch of pussy-whipped investors in the community of investing right now that, are just kind of, putting their money in, they're taking it out. They don't know what in the hell's going on, They don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know how to trade. They don't know how to invest. They've lost the fundamentals, have no skills whatsoever. That's why they don't generate a considerable amount of profit. Anyway, let's continue going. Copper futures are down $13.50, a decrease of 3.34%. All right, gold is down $15. A decrease of 1% today, closing out the price of gold at $1,501.90 per troy ounce of gold. All right, silver, God, Jesus Christ. I mean, I think that they're deliberately trying to keep these commodities down just so that they can make the president look great for 2012, for Christ's sake. But that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But silver is down $3.31, a decrease of 8.62%. 8.62%? That's ridiculous. Anyway, closing out today at $35.17 per troy ounce of silver. But of course, the livestock's up, right? You know what I mean? Well, livestock's up. Let me tell you, livestock's up 10 cents here. Live cattle futures. Cattle feeder futures are up 92 cents. And for all you fat asses that like to, gnaw on a couple of ham bones every now and then, lean hog futures are up 17 cents. And that, my friends, is the markets for your ass. All right? Anyway, we got a lot of things to talk about here. We're going to try to keep this, show as civil as possible. I know we've got, I can see them on the damn switchboard. We got a whole bunch of ass clowns that usually call up and try to make prank calls. They say the same damn 2-3 liners that bore the balls off of the most lamest asshole. Like, these lame ass wannabe comedic characters that Hollywood shoves down our holes, like Jonah Hill. That fat, disgusting, Tupperlard piece of garbage. Here, they're going to shove this fat, disgusting piece of garbage down our throats until we finally believe that, oh, yeah, you know what, he is kind of funny, when he jiggles his fat ass or something like that. These are the same people that, think that Seth Rogen has some kind of comedic talent. Seth Rogen, this type of dry-witted, humor, like that Cerna kid. It's disgraceful. This is why we have such unoriginal personalities in America today. This is why the modern-day relationship is started on idiotic dating sites like Match.com. Can you believe this crap? Match.com is where people are out here getting hooked up, for Christ's sake. It's just disgraceful, all right? It's just disgraceful. And look at these idiots. They're like, hey, I actually think that Seth Rogen's kind of funny, that dry-witted humor that, yeah, I have a joint in my pocket, and, yeah. It's just stupid-ass, dry-witted humor, man. If you idiots are paying for it, well, I guess you make them a millionaire. But it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. I remember when, individuals used to have talent in Hollywood, or actually, you had to have talent to get to Hollywood. Now, it's just, whoever you can suck off in the producer field, Seriously. Anyway, let's take some calls here. 646-652. Well, there's not even any callers worth taking, so I'm not even going to take calls. I'm going to go right into the next subject matter. We've got Roger Rotman. For all you folks that don't know who Roger Rotman is, he's a major hedge fund manager, billionaire, being charged by the SEC for insider trading. He's actually got busted for illegally trading Goldman Sachs shares because somebody who worked for Goldman Sachs, some idiot named Gupta, which was I don't know, one of the big traders out there in Goldman Sachs, happened to be partaking in some breakfast with Warren Buffett. Okay, Warren Buffett. Basically said in this little breakfast that, hey, I'm going to buy Goldman Sachs. I'm actually going to get into Goldman Sachs. And this was the time when everything was tanking, during the crash of 2008, 2009. This Gupta calls up Roger Rotman and says, how you doing, my friend? I got the good news. I was here with breakfast with Warren Buffett. And he told me that he is going to get into the Goldman Sachs, and then Roger Rotman, his fat ass, was like, oh, really, my friend? That is the good news. I am going to go out right now and get me my shares right now, and I am going to profit on it. And what happened was Roger Rotman, with that information, all right when he had the call that, right after the freaking breakfast, for Christ's sake, Gupta called Roger Rotman right after the breakfast. It wasn't even official business. It was a breakfast. And basically, Roger Rotman, after he took this call, bought I don't know how many millions of shares or hundreds of thousands of shares, whatever the hell it was, of Goldman Sachs, before Warren Buffett bought out most of the shares, which, made the shares go through the roof, and this guy, made large sums of capital. Well, he's being prosecuted for insider trading, and the trial has been going on, and the people who are his jurors found him guilty. That's right, he's being found guilty for insider trading, and he's a billionaire. A billionaire is going to go to prison. Now, granted, he's going to go to federal prison, which isn't as intense, to say the least, as maximum security prison. Federal prisons don't even have gates. They've got moats and crap, they got like not 9 whores. Well, they don't have 9 whores. They probably got 9 man whores. They got 9-hole golf courses out at these goddamn federal penitentiaries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they play bocce ball. Yeah, I'm not joking, man. I mean, you know, the federal penitentiary is not as bad as people might think it is. You know, not to say that I've been there, but that I just think that you know, if you're going to be sent to a prison, you shouldn't be getting amenities, period. You know, I mean, even in maximum security prisons, can you believe that mass murderers are allowed to have goddamn TVs in their cells, for Christ's sake? TVs in their cells, man. They have access to the internet. And how do I know they have access to the internet? Because they write me through email. They listen to my show, for Christ's sake. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you. What do you think about Roger Rotman convicted of insider trading? I think this scores well for the capitalists because that's what the government's supposed to be doing. Instead of setting limits on how much one can trade unless you have $50,000 in your brokerage account, instead of limiting the small investor to capitalize in a volatile market, this is what the government should be doing: is finding out if anybody is screwing up the integrity of markets. Because I mean, why did Roger Rotman need to even continue to have this type of insider trading information when this guy was a billionaire? A billionaire. He was a billionaire, and this idiot it wasn't enough for him. It wasn't enough. So he went out, he took this information, and let me tell you, the government has it all. They had him on tape. They got the records. I mean, this is what pretty much was an open and shut case for insider trading. What makes it a little bit uncomfortable, though, is the lengths that the SEC went to get this information, but that's a whole other debate. But in my personal opinion, I don't think anybody should have any kind of insider information. I mean, the regular investor doesn't have insider information, So why the hell should this fat piece of bloated crap have insider trader information when we don't? We're only exposed to whatever the transparency or the so-called transparency that's allowed under the SEC's rules by these goddamn companies, by this goddamn government. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to see this son of a bitch go to jail. Because we don't need insider traders. We don't need people ruining the integrity of the markets. I mean, that jeopardizes capitalism in general. Seriously. I'm not joking. Anyway, what do you think about this guy, Roger Rotman, huh? As a matter of fact, he's Indian, for you folks that don't know, but he came over to America, became a billionaire. While all you idiots were sitting over here doing barrel rolls and playing with your pecker shafts to nigh cats and all this other crap, this guy, took his smelling oils that he bathed in, brought them across the pond, kicked back over here, and started himself an investing firm or a hedge fund and made billions of dollars. All right? I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, and this is a guy that can barely speak English. You see, that's what I don't understand. I'm not against foreigners, man. You see, you people think that I'm racist. I'm not racist. Let me tell you something. I was supposed to comment on this later on, but I think that I agree with Obama on the immigration issue. I think that we need to legalize all the illegal immigrants that are in this country right now. I honestly think that because these immigrants care about the rights and the freedoms and the economic opportunities than the actual fat-ass people that live here. And let me tell you something. I'm a member of my local Chamber of Commerce out here, and whenever I go to these, black tie galas, whenever I go to these tuxedo-based galas out here, I'm hobnobbing and shaking hands with people that don't even speak English properly, and yet these guys are pulling in six figures. I mean, and they tell me their stories. We're sitting over there, sipping on champagne. We're sipping on Moet, and they're telling me their stories. How they came to this country. They came here with a song and a prayer, no money. They took some, below minimum wage labor just to get by, and they, stacked their chips, flipped their capital, and now, they're millionaires. You know, they're millionaires, for Christ's sake. And we got people in this country that are supposed to be po in America. Yeah, baby, I'm po in America, baby. You're not understanding, baby. You see, that's what you rich folk don't understand, baby. My kids, baby. You're not understanding, baby. My kids, baby. That's why I need all the government assistance, baby. That's why I'm not doing nothing, baby. My kids, baby. And I need to feed my kids. I got to do what I got to do, baby. Jesus Christ. And here you've got immigrants getting smuggled in, up the anus of somebody's, cavity, getting smuggled into this country and making opportunities and making big-time business. All right? Big-time freaking business. And much props to all foreigners that are coming in here and kicking some ass in the economic capitalist front. And I don't give a shit what race or nationality you are, all right? What you need to understand is all the capitalists, all you individuals that are making money, no matter what racial makeup, culture, whatever, if you're making large sums of capital, if you're an independent businessman, if you're a hard worker, if you're somebody that appreciates the capital that you generate, no matter how you make it, you have to realize that you are better. And I hate to say this, but you are better than these assholes that are out here being detriments to society. You know? You are better than these idiots that just want to put their hands out and be like, come on, man, my kids. You are better than these individuals that the only reason they go to a social event, and let me tell you, if you're in America, you know what I'm talking about, all right? I mean, you can't go to a social event anymore without some idiot coming out with some sob story about, oh, it's a bad economy, baby, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent, and I don't know, they repossessed my car. Oh, God. I mean, you hear this all the goddamn time, and it pisses me off. I don't know about you, but it pisses me off. You know, it pisses me off because, first of all, I don't give a crap. And secondly, this is America, idiots. I know that this government is trying to assert itself bureaucratically. It's trying to regulate, trying to overtaxate. But it's still the best economy in this world, all right? And, you know, for these idiots to sit here and say that they're po in this country, all I got to say is Roger Rotman, baby. That guy is a billionaire while you're sitting over there, sitting on your fat ass claiming that you can't do a goddamn thing. You got an immigrant like Roger Rotman. Now, don't get me wrong, he got greedy like everybody. You see, that's what happens to individuals that aren't familiar with the American laws, the American way of thinking, the American idea. This guy got greedy, all right, and he's going to pay for it, all right, and rightfully so. He's going to pay for it. But, you know, I mean, I respect the Roger Rotman, even though he, you know, kind of jeopardized the integrity of capitalism by insider trading. But I respect this son of a bitch because, I mean, he's a lot better than you sacks of crap that sit here and, you know, just want to bitch and moan. You know, bitch and moan. That's all it is, bitch and moan. That's all I hear from you folks. Not everybody, of course, not the true capitalists out there, not the capitalist army, but I'm talking about these idiots. You hear what I'm talking about. They call up all the time. These sentence fragment sputtering morons that don't know their asses from their elbows. As a matter of fact, let's take some of these callers, and you're going to hear what I'm talking about. Remember, before I take these calls, I want you to remember that this is America. This is not some kind of act. You know, this is what these people are. I mean, they can't even do prank calls anymore. You understand? They can't even do prank calls. They are so stupid and simplistic and a lack of personality, they can't even do this. So, look, I'm going to take some calls here, and, look, this is America, folks. I'm kidding you not. This is America. All right, 636. I know you're an idiot. Go ahead. Go ahead and do your shtick. I hope you have something better than you did last time. Go ahead, 636.
All right, man. I'm all about yesterday. Let's just forget that. But you were saying about yesterday, Barack Obama's wife, Michelle, was having the home things, the White House, the state capitol. Well, I'm actually a police officer, and that kind of pisses me off.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. You're a police officer, you sorry sack of crap, and you're calling me acting like an obnoxious jerk-off? What department are you in? Because I'm going to call that right now. As a matter of fact, can somebody get me where 636 is so I can call the damn cops and tell them what kind of idiotic garbage harassment that their police officers are conducting, some kind of internet, bullying harassment that they're conducting themselves in. I mean, what department are you in, son?
O'Fallon, Missouri.
All right, well, let me tell you something. Out there in Missouri, they need to do a background check, and, you better not have a damn Facebook account. Because let me tell you, 636, you've been calling me acting like some obnoxious, racist idiot. I mean, you could probably go back to the archives and probably hear you saying, homophobic, derogatory terms. You could probably hear you've called several times, and now you're going to sit here and admit you're a goddamn cop? You're going to admit you're a goddamn pig, for Christ's sake? I knew I smelled some goddamn bacon up in here, for Christ's sake. I mean, Jesus Christ. I smell it here. I could smell a damn pig from a mile away. Get this idiot off. I don't want to talk to some pig. Get him off! I'm not going to sit over here and talk to some supposed little officer of the law out here when this is the same idiot that is prank calling my show with racist and homophobic derogatory terms. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, he's been prank calling my goddamn show like an asshole. And this is what the police are doing. I get a lot of crap because I have had, some criticism because I don't really particularly give two rats' asses about the police. And let me explain why. I know that not all police are bad people, okay? But once again, a group is defined by its majority. And right now, the police are more worried about meeting ticket quotas. They're out here meeting ticket quotas. They're out here worried about broken taillights and whether you wear your seatbelt, whether or not you got, up to code on your goddamn car, that's what they're more worried about than they are about fighting crime, Yeah, what about fighting crime, assholes? What about robbing? What about stopping the robbers that are jeopardizing private property? What about catching the killers and the goddamn child molesters? Why don't you go for the real idiots that need to be brought into justice? Why don't you get these goddamn gang members that are out here pushing these goddamn narcotics on our children in the publicly funded playgrounds? Why don't you go out there and do your jobs and stop that from happening, you sorry sacks of crap? I'm sick and tired of the damn police sitting over here touting themselves. Oh yeah, we're crime fighters, baby. We're crime fighters. You ain't crap. You don't serve and protect. You tax collect. All right. That's going to be a new slogan. That should be a new slogan for police. We don't serve and protect. We tax collect. Because, let me tell you, the police are the biggest form of indirect taxation on the capitalist. I kid you not. The police are the biggest form of indirect taxation. Why do you think they're more worried about, wait a minute, this little thing on your license plate, it breaks code number 75.7.9er, and, that's actually a writable ticket, so I'm going to have to do that. And what else we got here? Oh, yeah, you got some kind of illegal electronic device there on your dashboard, so let me go ahead and write you up for that. This is what these idiots are more worried about. Meanwhile, there's somebody out there robbing your home. Meanwhile, there's somebody out there attempting to molest your child. Meanwhile, there's somebody out there killing an innocent person. And these idiots are more worried about, oh, man, I got to stop this person. He looks suspicious. He looks suspicious. So, 636 Copper, shove it up your ass, all right? You and your entire department should be ashamed of yourself. All of you. You're going to admit to being a cop. You're a prank caller on my show, and you're a cop? Disgusting disgraces, all right? Let me tell you something right now. If something happens to me, I'm not calling the cops, man, all right? I'm not calling the cops. You know who I'm calling? I'm calling Blackwater. That's who I'm calling. I'm calling a private security firm. I'm getting private investigators who are going to do what I say because I'm paying them to do it. I'm not going to sit over here and rely on some public official who's more worried about getting paid for just, sitting behind an alley somewhere, getting sucked off by a tranny prostitute and, gobbling down a couple of donuts, all right? Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I'm sorry. I know that not all officers are that way. I know. I'm not trying to say that all officers of the law are pieces of garbage, but once again, a group's defined by its majority, and for you folks that don't believe me, you need to watch a movie that was a brilliantly made movie. As a matter of fact, Al Pacino, one of the great American actors, was in this movie called Serpico, okay? Serpico. And that will show you what the police is all about. Let me tell you something right. Just look at Serpico. That's what the police are all about, okay? Anyway, 646-652-4869. I didn't mean to get on that rant about the police, but we were talking about Roger Rotman, all right? Roger Rotman getting prosecuted and convicted for insider trading. As a matter of fact, since we were talking a little bit about immigration, let's just go ahead and move on to that subject matter. The Senate Democrats are going to reintroduce the DREAM Act. Jesus Christ, I misspelled it. It's spelled the DRAM Act in the description. I'm going to have to fix that. But it's the DREAM Act, all right? And the reason the Senate Democrats are going to reintroduce this because Obama came to Texas. We talked about this yesterday to pander to the Mexicans out here. And, in his, speech, he talked about how that, we need to reform immigration. We got to, go out and make every immigrant that's illegal in this country legal, that sort of thing. And let me tell you something. This is something that I don't disagree with. I'm sorry. I do not disagree with the president on this particular issue. All right? I mean, I'm out here in Texas where we have all kinds of immigrants. I mean, we're at the border. I'm at the front lines out here, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? And let me tell you, I see a lot of not just illegal but legal immigrants, people that aren't from this country. There's a lot of foreign business folks in Austin, Texas that are making large sums of capital, that are big-time money players. And let me tell you, they weren't born in this country, all right? They live here now because they appreciate the capitalist idea. They appreciate our freedom of economics and, our freedom that we have so far until the idiotic, pathetic complacency of the American public allows this to become a totalitarian police state. But I see that, these people care about making money. They don't want to go out and be losers. These are hardworking people. All right? Hold on. I got to kick some idiot out of my chat room really fast. Hold on a second. Got some stupid bimbo or some Judmon. Let's get this idiot out. Get him out. Get him out of my chat room. Get out. Anyway, let's take some calls. What do you think about the DREAM Act? What do you think about, possibly legalizing all the illegal immigrants that are in here illegal? I say let's do it. I mean, there's so many positives for that. I mean, I could just start naming them now, but I want to hear from you. Let's see what you got to say. All right. Let's see. 818. What up?
Oh, Ghost.
Shut up. 909. You're on the air.
Hey, Ghost. I have a serious question to ask you. Do you get mad like this every day on purpose, or are you just that stupid?
I'm that stupid. Are you kidding me? I'm that stupid? Is that what you're asking? I mean, give me a break. I'm sitting over here kicking knowledge, for Christ's sake. I mean, didn't I call you? And aren't you that Mexican kid that I belittled, for Christ's sake? And, I made you look lower than, some sombrero tequila drinking, vato loco from the border, sipping on tequila. I mean, was that you?
No, that wasn't me. That was someone.
Well, you sound fruity to be on this broadcast anyway. Anyway, unless you got something to say, get the hell off my goddamn broadcast, all right? You keep listening anyway, so who gives a crap? Get off! Get him out! 405, what up?
Hi, guys. Want to pick the...
See, man, do you hear all these fruity bastards? This is not a joke. This is America. This is America, folks. I'm not joking. Fruity bastards, Jesus Christ, let me pour some of this goddamn Johnny Walker Blue Label up in here. I've been sitting with this, got myself a glass of ice. I didn't even pour in my Johnny Walker Blue Label, so let's pour it in now, shall we? Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Let me tell you, I'm not joking. I mean, I've got internet butt stalkers. I don't know whether they're just playing around, but I'm starting to find out that we have a big gay contingency of listeners that insist upon calling me up and agitating the show by, fruiting off on the goddamn internet, on the voice here, on the damn call. Let me take a drink, for Christ's sake. Good stuff, man. Anyway, we're talking about the DREAM Act, all right? We're talking about Obama, pandering to the Mexicans out here in Texas. And once again, I don't disagree with Barack Obama on this. I think we need to legalize all the immigrants, man. I mean, we need some more productive citizens in this country. Citizens that are going to be capitalists, citizens that are going to be taxpayers. I mean, we have enough losers in our country as it is. And let me tell you, all evidence points to the majority of illegal immigrants in this country are looking to make some capital, all right? I want to hear from you. Let's take another call here. 818, you're not going to get another chance. You're a fruity bastard, and I don't even know why you're calling. 111, what up? Yeah, you're taking too long. Who else we got? We got Fear. What's up?
Hey, what's your problem with British people?
What?
What's your problem with British people?
I don't have a problem with British people. I have a problem with the British monarchy, and I have a problem with the fact that, Britain continues to pussy pamper this ridiculous royal family that has no empirical significance whatsoever. It's not even the original family. I mean, it's not even the original family. It's a part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. You idiots, aren't even being led by the right monarchy. It's not even yours. It's the Austrian-Hungarians, you idiots. And yet you're like, oh, yes, it's so British to worship, the Queen. And, oh, it's so great to worship. It's not even the original monarchy. All right? Look it up. After y'all executed, what was it, that Philip II, all right? Just give me, geez, I don't want to go over this again. I've already said it 80,000 times, for Christ's sake. I'm sick of saying it, and I'm sick of Brits, especially like Imogen. What's that bitch name? Imogen Lloyd Webber. Imogen Lloyd Webber. I'm sick of this bitch going on these goddamn American talk channels talking about, oh yes, the British royal family is such a great thing for the world and great thing for England. Jesus Christ. Makes me sick. I don't want to get into British history. I have nothing against British people. As a matter of fact, I got a lot of Brits who are listeners to the show, avid listeners to the show. They're capitalists. They don't believe in this monarch crap. And if it was up to them, they would, basically cease and assist the mooching of this particular family on the tax-paying system of the British people. And let me tell you, that'll be a great day. A great goddamn day. When the people finally say, you dumbass monarchs, we don't want you anymore. Your services as being mooches of the British people are no longer needed, so get out of our country. Get out. Anyway, let me take another call. 781, you're on the horn.
Hello?
What's up?
Hey, Ghost, it's me. I listened to your show for a long time now, and I've got to say you give me so much influence. It's just, the things I do day to day is just so much thanks to you. I go about my day, and I rape so many children, but it's thanks to you. You give me the courage to do it. You give me the courage to rob stores and live in this capitalist society. I thank you so much. You give me the confidence to touch little girls, have sex with underage women. It's just unbelievable what you do. I thank you so much. Your show is so inspiring. Thank you.
All right. Hey, 781, is that your real number?
No.
Yeah, it's not? Well, hold on. We're going to call you back and see if it is. All right? And if it is, maybe the 636 copper that's supposed to be, some copper out there. And, I'm out here in Missouri, boy, and I'm a cop. Maybe you can do your fucking job and get this sick idiot who basically has admitted on the air, all right? This idiot has admitted on the air that he molests little girls and he loves it and he thinks it's a great deal, all right? This is, this is evidence. This is evidence.
No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Yes, this is Ghost from True Capitalist Radio. We had a call from this number on episode number 85 of our program of somebody from this particular number claiming that they like, quote-unquote, molesting little girls and, other such pedophilic nonsense. And, if it is you, we're going to go ahead and turn your number into law enforcement officials because you have blatantly admitted on a internet broadcast, not to mention it is archived, by the way. You can go look at it at blogtalkradio.com/ghost, episode number 85 of True Capitalist Radio. You've actually admitted to a felonious crime, and I think that any law enforcement, federal or state, should take this number, 781-447, I'm sure you know the rest. Anyway, I think they need to take this number and make sure that, they investigate these claims. Oh, man, you didn't give me he didn't want give me a break. Anyway, that number is in the list, and let me tell you something right now. I'm not joking about giving this to law enforcement, all right? Don't joke around about child pornography. That's not even something to be lolling about, you idiots. You can get prosecuted for something. And I don't even want to get into it. You people are morons. That's all I got to say. All right. So anyway, that's going into the record here, and we're going to go make sure after the broadcast we give it to a law enforcement. All right, because we don't like pedos around here. All right, we don't like them. As a matter of fact, we like exposing them. That's what we like. We like exposing pedophiles. We like exposing them to the world for what they are. Because let me tell you, Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator, you're talking about a guy that deserves a Pulitzer Prize. Instead he gets slapped in the mouth because some bureaucrat in some idiot town happened to partake in some child pedophilia type communication and killed himself. Chris Hansen can no longer conduct these types of investigations. But let me tell you, there are groups out there. Let me tell you something right now. There are groups out there that do this for fun. They do this for fun. They go out, they look for pedos, they put them on the internet. And let me tell you something. The BWC is definitely one of them. You know who you are. And let me tell you, we need more groups like this. You understand? We need more groups that are going to expose these Woody Allen butt-loving pedophiles for what they are. We can no longer have these dumb, disgusting, disgraceful, filthy idiots out here thinking that it's so fun to be some kind of goddamn pedophile. I kid you not. So anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. I didn't mean for it to get off on that tirade there, but of course we had this idiot from the 781 area code who thought it was cute to call up and, admit that he's a Woody Allen butt-loving pedophile. And since this show is documented and since it is going to be online, we're going to email a couple of law enforcement authorities and see if they've got anything to say about it. We got the number. They'll be able to hook it up, the whole nine. Anyway, I'm just saying, I don't want to do this. You can get lulls without having to be some ass clown that's, hey, look at me, I'm a pedophile. You don't have to do that, you idiot. Jesus Christ, I bet you that moron at 781's, I bet you he's peeing his pants. Huh? And it looks like it's his, it looks like it's his house phone. So, maybe I'll call early in the morning. Maybe I'll, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? But what we need is pedophiles like this to be wiped off the face of the planet. As a matter of fact, we announced yesterday that Russia is going to implement chemical castration on Woody Allen butt-loving pedophiles in their country, and I think that's a great idea. As a matter of fact, I think we need to do worse than that. I think that we need to execution-style murder these idiots that are convicted. Of course, they got to be convicted with a trial and due process, of course. But once they're convicted, beyond reasonable doubt, preponderance of the evidence, whatever you want to interpret it as, in my personal opinion, these goddamn Woody Allen butt-loving pedophiles, should be taken out back and, given an old Yeller style, if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call, and I'm serious as a heart attack when it comes to this crap. That's enough. That's enough of this rampant-ass, abuse of young children, It's bad enough. It's bad enough that our children are so corrupt and so warped by, pop culture, so warped by idiots like Lady Gaga and her hermaphrodite penis out here telling people, oh, yeah, I'm born this way. I'm born this way. Yeah, you're born with, horns on your head and on your shoulders, you stupid bimbo, huh? You're born, going down and, oh, yeah, I'm having like eight different partners to fill in every orifice, It's disgraceful, man. It's an utter disgrace. Utter disgrace. Anyway, let's keep going forward. We're talking about the DREAM Act. That's what we were talking about, the DREAM Act, and it's being reintroduced by the Senate Democrats because of Barack Obama's speech out here in Texas when he was not only getting money on a campaign fundraiser, but he was also pandering to the Mexicans out here. And I think this is going to be a key political decision by Barack Obama. Let me tell you something right now. It's no coincidence that they didn't pass the DREAM Act during the first 4 years of his office. I mean, this is a trump card, for lack of a better term. This is a trump card right here. Because whoever legalizes these immigrants in this country, which, what are the estimates, 20 million illegal immigrants? I mean, there could be more. If they legalize these illegal immigrants, whoever legalized them, whatever party, whoever is interpreted as being pinnacle to their legalization and their amnesty, they're going to have their vote for life, maybe even a couple of generations. And I think that the Republicans and the Tea Party are a bunch of idiots for not understanding this and not, entertaining the idea that, hey, these people that are here working. They're out here working below minimum wage and still saving capital. And you know how I know they're saving capital? Look on your latest sporting event, for Christ's sake. They've got Spanish-speaking commercials on English United States sporting events, for Christ's sake. Now, corporate America would not be spending money on a culturally sensitive advertisement of that nature if these people that spoke only Spanish weren't making capital and spending it. So let me tell you something right now. I think this is a good political move by Obama. Unfortunately, I don't agree with Obama's politics, but this is America. Let me tell you something about this country. Even though, I'm real critical about this country, look at me, man. I can say whatever the hell I want. I've said the most outlandish, the most unbelievable things on the face of this damn internet, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you, the only thing that I have had happen to me was have ice cream trucks outside my house in the middle of winter and, precarious, weird situations like that. But that's to be, expected. I expect that type of response whenever I conduct myself in this kind of fashion. So it's not surprising that, I could possibly have federal authorities maybe looking after me. But look at this. I am just, out here saying whatever in the hell I want to say, and I've been saying it for 5 years, and it's great, baby. It's great. You know what? Even though the American social pipeline is being flushed down a dirty carnival urinal and stagnating there and stenching up the whole goddamn place, I got to say, you know what? God bless America. You know what I'm saying? Cheers to America. Can we have a cheers to America, for Christ's sake? Good God. Let me have a drink of this shit. Here we go again. You see, I'm sitting over here having a moment. I'm having a good moment here to myself. I'm drinking my damn $400 bottle of scotch here. And these idiots have to sit here and throw the, are you Native American, Ghost? Are you Native American? Are you really an American? Jesus Christ. I am sick and tired of hearing this debate. You understand what I'm saying? With all due respect to my Native American brethren, okay, I think it's about enough, all right? That's about enough of, sitting over here and, touting this issue as if we're not the quote-unquote real Americans. I mean, let's go back in history for a second, okay? Let's go back in history for just 1 second. Do you all remember that little voyage that was, sent out to Chesapeake, Virginia? Yeah, look back in your history books for you idiots that don't recognize what I'm talking about. All right, that first voyage that was actually funded by the London Tea Group, for the first settlers to come from England to North America, okay? They hit Chesapeake, Virginia, and met with the Powhatan Indian tribes. So what happened between these settlers and the Powhatan Indian tribes? Well, the Powhatan Indian tribes actually negotiated land deals in exchange for goods, in exchange for technology, in exchange for, other things that weren't really exposed out there to the Indians at the time. And as a result, that's why we celebrate, these, concepts like Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? And the reason that, unfortunately, we got into an altercation post-Chesapeake little deal, is because these people took it back. All right? Yeah, Pocahontas, exactly. People, at least somebody knows their history, for Christ's sake. Yeah, that's where the whole story of Pocahontas comes into mind. Y'all remember this? Yeah, Pocahontas, the whole 9 yards, Chesapeake, Virginia. Yes, really, yes. No, it's not fiction, you idiot. See, this is America. They think it's fiction. They think that Pocahontas was fiction. I mean, good. Damn it, man. Jeez Christ. Oh, my God. Anyway, I think people need to reread Pocahontas. They need to reread the Powhatan tribe. They need to read when, what was it, Captain... Was it John Smith, or I forgot who was the captain. I'm a little intoxicated as it is anyway. Whoever was the captain, actually had, to marry this bimbo. I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, it was a ritual. At first the settlers thought that the tribes were being somewhat savagely, and the savagery and that sort of thing. And it was an Indian ritual that actually gave Pocahontas to this, these English settlers out here. I kid you not. This was an action. I know you idiots don't want to believe this, but that's the way it is. And what happened after that? Well, the Indians wanted to take the land back because they saw that the English were settling into this land and making most of it than they were. Remember, the Indians were hunters and gatherers and that sort of thing. You had the settlers coming in and actually, domesticating animals. You had them, actually crop fielding the whole 9 yards, and for a lack of a better term, it pissed the Indians off. And this is what you had out here. You had this, these Indians, striking the white man, and the white man, getting a little pissed because they lost family members, they lost relatives, and this is what basically spawned this whole idea of Indians versus the white man or the European, because it wasn't just white men. It was Spaniards, it was Italians, it was Portuguese. It was a lot of people. So, let's not just say it was the white man, all right, buddy? All right? And not to mention, okay, let's say that we would have just said, okay, I'm sorry, we're out of here, or we're going to oblige the Indian way of life. I mean, who the hell would want to be living in a freaking teepee right now? You know what I'm saying? Who in the hell would want to go to a goddamn medicine man when you bang a bad broad and you got the clap or you got the drip or something? I mean, what are you going to go to a medicine man and go, I mean, I could just imagine, some asshole with an infected penis going up to Chief Slap-a-Hoe and, saying, hey, Chief Slap-a-Hoe, can you please, help me out here? I mean, give me a break, for Christ's sake, man. Good God. Not to mention that we've given the Indians these reservations, okay? And let me tell you something right now. Do not visit an Indian reservation if you are a paleface or black, okay? Because if you go into a reservation and are killed, there's nothing anyone can do about it. There's no federal authority that can go in and investigate. There's no one that can go into the reservation and get your body. Nothing, all right? They have their own laws. It's their own autonomy. It's their own situation out here, okay? Secondly, all right, they've got casinos where they are, just completely banking off of the, disgusting, ridiculous, simplistic mind of America with these goddamn casinos. Let me tell you, I've talked to a couple of Indians. We got Indian tribes out here in Texas, and these guys are living large, man. They got, a bigger necklaces than a little flip out here, all right? They're living large. The only problem is that they can't handle their fire water. You know what I'm saying? They just drink too much of that damn fire water, and it just clouds their judgment. But, I don't want to hear this argument anymore that, the Indians and, Native Americans, and just give me a break, all right? Native Americans and Indians are doing just fine. As a matter of fact, they're lucky we came here and gave them this great civilization to live in. We brought savagery into civility, all right? That's all there is to it. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I didn't mean to get off keister there. I didn't mean to get off keister and talk about, the Indians or something. And look, I'm not a racist, assholes, all right? Stop scrolling that on my chat room. I'm not a racist. Okay? I'm a melting pot of friendship. I happen to have friends that happen to be Indian. I know, the tribes down south that own the Kickapoo Casino down there in the valley. I know these people, all right? So I'm not a racist. I'm a melting pot of friendship. I'm just telling it how it is. I'm glad I live in this country. I'm glad I'm not going to some goddamn medicine man for my infected prostate if I ever have one. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that, I'm not going to, and dancing around a fire with war paint on myself going, hey, 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 holy, holy, ho, ho. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you. We were talking about how the DREAM Act is going to be implemented by the Senate Democrats once again on the agenda, and they're going to go on the steam of the President Obama's speech yesterday here in Texas, where he was pandering to the Mexicans and saying that, he wants to legalize all the immigrants in this country, and I am all for it. All right, I'm all for it. And you see, how am I a racist? How am I a racist if I want, immigrants to have citizenship? That I want to give immigrants amnesty. How am I a racist? I'm not. I'm a melting pot of friendship, for Christ's sake. Anyway, we got 407 on the horn. What's up?
Hey, Ghost, how you doing?
Not bad. What's up, man?
Hey, you mind if I ask you some questions? I have to write a research paper.
Yeah, what's up?
Have you seen the changes that's happened to America? What do you think it would change?
Man, you can't even fake questions. You see this? You can't even fake questions, for Christ's sake. If you were doing a report, you would have questions pre-written. And here you are, some stumbling, mumbling little jerk sitting over here saying, "Oh, now look, I didn't mean to insult you, but I'm sick and tired of seeing people that are just non-certain of themselves. They call up and they're non-certain. You sound like a troll right off the bat. If you really had a research paper, you would actually have something off the head. I'm sick and tired of, people that aren't sure of themselves. Haven't you noticed that most of these youths that call up here, they sound like, just kind of off keister. They're kind of like in space. There's some space cadet. They're in La La Land. It's kind of hard for them to cognitively understand what's going on around them. They're just kind of going on reaction. You know what I mean? They're like an animal. They're just going on reaction. They're like, it's just disgraceful, man. You know what? And you know what, kid? If you're really doing a report, go. It's the internet. Go do it yourself. All right, get him off. Get him off. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. Once again, I'm just taking callers here. What we were talking about we were talking about how the DREAM Act is being implemented by Senate Democrats. All right, and I'm all for it, baby. I'm all for legalizing immigrants. And let me tell you, all you Mexicans out there who keep calling me and think that I'm a racist and give me this arriba, arriba, and all this crap. Hey, I'm not a racist, man. I mean, I want illegal immigrants to be legal. I mean, I'm saying it now. You could spread it around like wildfire, all right? I think that they would have a hell of a lot better contribution than a lot of this white trailer trash that's floating around out here. And let me tell you, there's a lot of it. Oh, my God. I mean, have you seen the white trailer trash that's just kind of, floating around? It's worse than any of the damn minority groups, for Christ's sake. White trailer park, disgusting, filthy, dirty trash. I mean, unbelievable. Anyway, sorry. I don't mean to be going off keister there. I'm sorry. All right. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just saying how it is. That's just how it is. Anyway, let's go to another subject. All right, maybe that'll smooth things over. All right, let's get off the racial topic and let's go to about the White House's response to all the discord in relation to Common. The gangster rapper Common. Who's going to, I guess basically read some poetry at, I don't know if it's this evening or if it happened today, I don't know, I don't care, but some event that was going to happen today at the White House, that was going to be some kind of a poetry reading, some kind of a poetry reading, and it's organized by Michelle Obama, you know what I'm saying, Miss Fist Bump herself, and, she herself, I guess, invited Common, because I guess, she's a big fan of his. She likes his poetry. So, before I criticize the White House's response, I'd like for everybody to please listen to a little bit of Common's poetry, if you will, because it's very interesting that, you have Michelle Obama inviting this kind of a character who's promoting cop killing and the assassination of George W. Bush in this poem here. Hey, engineer, throw it on.
I have one of my closest friends, one of my heroes, my companion. What more can I say about this brother? Without further ado, shenanigans from me, Def Poetry, New York City. Give it up for my man, Common.
Them boy wanna talk like them wanna gwun come, but what you gonna do if you got one gun? I sing a song for the hero unsung, with faces on the mirror of the revolution. No looking back, 'cause in back is what's done. Tell the preacher, God got more than one son. Tell the law, my Uzi weighs a ton. I walk like a warrior, from them I won't run. On the streets, they try to beat us like a drum. In Cincinnati, another brother hung. Again, he won't see the sun, with his family stung. They want us to hold justice, but you handed me none. The same, they did to Kobe and Michael Jackson. Make them the main attraction, turn around and attack them. Black Jim in the rough, you're rugged enough. Use your mind and nine power, get the government touch. Them boy chat on how him pop gun. I got the black strap to make the cops run. They watching me, I'm watching them. Them dick boys got a lot of cock in them. My people on the block got a lot of pock in them. And when we roll together, we be rocking them to sleep. No time for that, 'cause it's things to be done. Stay true to what I do so the youth dream come. From project building, seen a fiend being hung. With that happening, why they messing with Saddam? Burn a bush, 'cause for peace he no push no button. Killing over oil and grease, no weapons of destruction.
Shut it off, shut it off. Did everybody hear that, huh? Did everybody hear that right there? That's what's being, presented tonight at the gala or poetry reading at the White House. And according to the White House's response, the press secretary, whoever that little dweeb is now, I forgot his name. I know that that last idiot, went out and got a Facebook gig or something like that. he's basically justifying Common's patronization of the White House by saying that Michelle Obama appreciates, the other aspects of Common's work. Yeah, the more positive aspects of Common's work. Huh? Oh, isn't that great? Huh? Burn a bush, and yeah, I cop killer, and I kill this and kill that, and this is what's being presented out here in today's little stupid poetry reading that Michelle Obama organized at the goddamn White House. And of course, I'm not the only one hooping and hollering about this. I mean, it wasn't a coincidence that right after I conducted this broadcast, Sean Hannity had the same goddamn subject matter as the basis of his show. So, but anyway, I'm not surprised that we're seeing Common. As a matter of fact, I'm not surprised that we didn't see Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy. I'm surprised we didn't see that soon enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised we didn't, see Ice Cube. Has anybody seen Ice Cube recently? Remember, when Ice Cube was a part of NWA, he had the Jerry curl grease coming out of his head and stuff. He was out here, yeah, I'm a gangster, baby, coming straight out of Compton. I got something that'll smug your mother and make your sister think I love her. I mean, he was doing all this garbage, and now, all those years that this idiot claimed that he was a real gangster, he claimed that he killed people on his albums, he claimed that he drug dealed, he claimed that he did all this nonsense. Now he's peddling family programs. He's peddling Disney shows. He's peddling, family sitcoms, for Christ's sake. I mean, can you believe what's happening in this goddamn country, for Christ's sake? So I'm not surprised to see Common. I'm not. I thought I was going to see Flavor Flav, Ice Cube. I wouldn't be surprised to see all these idiots in the White House. Anyway, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? What do you think? The White House justifying Common's, visit to the White House, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I think that even the president, according to reports here, he gave him a chest bump or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you. We got Kinetic on the horn. What's up?
I love you.
Yeah, give me a break. We got Josh Morris on the horn. What's up, man?
Hello, mate. I'm British, as you probably can hear. I was listening to that black rap poet shit you were playing earlier. And I can't believe they're actually going to play that at the White House.
They're going to play it at the White House. This guy's going to be doing some live poetry reading at the White House, for Christ's sake. I mean, this is what America's turned out to be. I was talking about this yesterday. I mean, the whole idea of hip-hop culture has not only corroded the American social pipeline, but it's also infected other Western countries throughout the international community with this crap, this whole hip-hop, ideology that has been embraced as a quote-unquote culture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not a culture. It was introduced by Hollywood. I mean, I know that all these, black folk like to claim that, yeah, we created rap, baby. We created it, baby. You understand? We started it, baby. No, you didn't. All right? It was introduced by Hollywood and packaged and delivered to the public in a fashion that, wasn't the mainstream at the time, but then became the mainstream. You understand what I'm saying? It all of a sudden became the mainstream out here. And now, look at what it's done to our country. Look at what it's done. And not to mention, I know this is going to come to a real shock to all the folks that want to say, yeah, hip-hop is part of black culture, baby. Not only was it introduced by, the elitists in Hollywood, but it was also, introduced to the general public, the mainstream public, by Blondie. Yeah, Deborah Harry, Rapture, idiots. You need to look up that song and see that, this broad Blondie was busting flows before you idiots, even understood what the hell rap was, for Christ's sake. So anyway, Josh Morris, what else do you have to say?
On the subject earlier, you were talking about British monarchies. I completely agree with you. I mean, the entire monarchy system is completely stagnant now. They're obsolete. I mean, the Queen just sits there on her ass while her face has been printed all over our money. What is your point here anymore?
There is no point, and I'm glad that you're from Britain and saying that, because the British they're having to cut back now. I know that y'all are having austerity measures. Y'all have been borderline socialist for a long time, and y'all have gotten used to it. Now y'all have to readjust. You've got conservatives in your government at this point in time, and I don't see why the Queen and these pompous ass royals, which they're not even real English people. This is a descendant of the damn Austrian-Hungarian Empire. All right, when King Philip II was executed, Lord Cromwell took over the goddamn monarchy, which wasn't a monarchy. He was trying to implement some kind of a theocratic dictatorship. I don't know what the hell his problem was, but he realized it was bigger than he anticipated. So lo and behold, he had to look for a monarch. The British people, for some reason, were going to die without a monarch. So they killed all the bloodline with the execution of Philip II. So where did they go? They went to the Austrian-Hungarian Empire to get the offspring of some daughter that was given away like 4 or 5 generations ago, like by King Henry or Arthur or somebody. And that, my friend, is Prince Charles and the Queen Elizabeth. That's their descendancy. They're not even really British. I mean, why don't British people talk about that?
I don't know, to be honest. Another thing that annoyed me was I watched the entire royal wedding and not one single barrel roll. I mean, seriously, not one barrel roll.
Yeah, well, there should have been a barrel roll. It should have, we should have heard this right here during the goddamn royal wedding, because the royal wedding was an utter joke. We should have heard this crap. I mean, we should have heard this crap during the goddamn royal wedding. That's what we should have heard right here, right? Anyway, like I'm saying, I mean, I would have rather have heard that than seeing those disgusting horse-faced royal family go out there with their pompous ass hats. What's up with those hats too? I mean, since when did this become some big time fashion statement by royals, for Christ's sake? These obnoxious hats. Can somebody explain that to me? I mean, this is stupid. As a matter of fact, I heard that Fergie's daughter, what is it, Princess Beatrice or whatever the hell her name is, she's actually selling her hat on eBay. I mean, that's how desperate that part of the royal family is. Oh, man. Anyway, Josh Morris, go do a barrel roll and, keep fighting against that goddamn monarchy, because the only way that the monarchy is going to go away is if you persuade the English people, and English people from within persuade each other that I'm not British, but they need to stop paying for this disgusting, ridiculous royal family that they're not even British, they're German! They're German, for Christ's sake, man. Why do you think Prince Harry, remember he was caught with that damn, a Nazi uniform and the swastika and the whole nine? Why do you think he wore that? Why do you think he wore that with such confidence? He wore it because he's actually got blood lineage back to the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. All right? I mean, and let me tell you, I don't understand why the Brits weren't pissed at this. I mean, they should have called for the ouster of the damn royal family after this, because, I don't know about y'all, but I have read sincerely a lot of material about World War II, and the British, took the brunt end of Hitler's wrath. The blitzkriegs, hiding in basements. It was disgraceful. And for Prince Harry to come in and, do a couple of Sieg Heils and some goose steps in a goddamn Nazi uniform for a Halloween party is not only disrespectful for the so-called British monarchy. Remember, the British were a target of Hitler, for Christ's sake. Anyway, I'm just saying, folks. I mean, the Brits need to, wake up and realize it's not even the real royal family, and they're paying for these losers. And I have no idea why. They're losers. There's nothing special about these people. All right. There's nothing special about these people. I mean, not to mention they can't even grow hair properly. I mean, these are supposed to be God's chosen monarchs. Remember, that was the whole premise of monarchism, was that the theocratic overlords anointed these, kings and queens as rulers of the land because God, put a special brand of blood in these losers, and, that's what dictated, or that's the reason that they justified the dictation of the people. But, I mean, if they had such great blood, how come they can't grow hair? How come, this Prince, with the Prince William over here, I mean, he looks like a goddamn cancer kid that just, got through with a treatment of chemo, for Christ's sake. I mean, he's got patches on his head, for heaven's sake. You know what I'm saying? I mean, good Lord. He's got patches on his head, for Christ's sake. We should call him Prince Patches. You know what I mean? Hey, I tell you what, all the Brits that are out there listening, that should be a meme for you right there, Prince Patches. All right, that's all there is to it. All I'm saying, if you're gonna go by bloodlines, I mean, let's go by bloodlines then. All right. All right. I mean, this is not the same British royal family that has, lineage back to Charlemagne. All right. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I didn't mean to get off on the tirade about the British royal family, but, we did have some Brits call in. Let's continue going. We were talking about Common. He's going out to the White House, or I don't know if he's already done it. They're having a poetry reading out there. And, what's really unfortunate is that Common, writes poetry, writes rap music promoting cop killing and promoting, the assassination of former presidents and that sort of thing. And, here he is being embraced by the White House by, fist-bumping, Michelle Obama out here. And it's disgraceful, but it doesn't surprise me. Like I said, I'm not surprised if I see, Flavor Flav. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Harry Belafonte up in there. I wouldn't be surprised if they conjured up the, spirit of Ike Turner. I wouldn't be surprised if they invited that one band that sang, Papa was a Rolling Stone, yeah. Papa was a Rolling Stone. I wouldn't be surprised if they invite that guy, or those idiots. You know what I mean? It's just disgraceful. It's an utter disgrace. And, it's no surprise to me, and it shouldn't be any surprise to the capitalists that are listening out throughout the world, because like I have said time and time again, this is a new America, a junkyard America. That's right. Welcome to the junkyard America, baby. Yeah. We got gangster rappers in the White House. Yeah. We're going to put do-rags on ourselves up there in the White House, baby. Casper Clamp, let's nail out the big yak, baby. Woo! Yeah. Ow, wow. Barrel roll. And a with a junkyard America. Welcome to Junkyard America, folks. Welcome to Junkyard America. This is it. Anyway, let's move on to another subject matter because, I'm sick and tired of, beating this like a dead horse. Anyway, let's move on to another subject matter. I want to talk a little bit about Greece. That's right. I'm talking about Greece. I have been very critical of this country because, well, let's be honest, in April of 2010, April of 2009, 2010, when they had those stupid riots, because, the government said, hey, we can't afford this socialism any longer. We can't do it, all right? You're going to have to go back to work. These idiots went out and rioted in the goddamn street. They rioted. They're killing people now. They're doing it again today. They're doing it again today, these damn Greeks, for Christ's sake. They're out there rioting. They're throwing Molotov cocktails because their government is saying they can't afford this socialist crap anymore. They can't afford this socialist crap, so they're going to have to go back to work. They can no longer, retire at 45. They can no longer just lay at the beach and, get suntan in the Athens sun, for Christ. They can't do that anymore. They actually have to go out back and go to work. And let me tell you something, these pathetic Greeks, and let me tell you, it's not all of them. I know some Greek people that are business folks. We got Nicole Petalides on, Fox Business, who's on the floor of the NYSE. She comes from a great family of business folk in America, and they have Greek lineage. So let me tell you something right now. I know that there are some Greek capitalists. That's why they left Greece. But at this time, Greece is an utter socialist garbage hole. And in my opinion, I think that the United Nations, the EU, the European Union, should just dump these idiots like a bad habit. I'm not joking. I think that they should just dump Greece like a bad habit. Stop spending money on bailing these assholes out, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let's take some more callers here. What do you think about Greece? They're rioting in the streets again because, the government's going to have to implement these austerity programs. They got to do it. They got to damn do it. Anyway, let's take some calls. We got 111. What up?
Hey, Ghost.
What's up, man?
Can you take a shower with me?
Yeah, I bet you'd like that fruit bowl. 111. What's up, man?
Hey, Ghost.
What's up?
Yeah, can I,
Yeah, you can't even think about it. Let me see. Wyatt. What's going on, Wyatt?
Oh, hey, what's up, Ghost?
What's going on?
Not much. So, I just kind of thought that you should probably join the Greeks because they're a bunch of boil-up.
You stupid idiot. You don't even know what you're about to say. You see, we can hear you think. We can hear you kids think. It's what's sad. It's so sad. We can actually hear you think. You should actually the Greeks, and because we can actually hear you idiots think. You've been on hold for an hour. You've been on hold for an hour, and you don't even have what you're going to say at the forefront of your goddamn consciousness, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, why do you think I was so jaded yesterday, folks? Why do you think I was so jaded? You know what I mean? I'm sitting over here, I got to conduct my own life. I'm a big-time businessman out here in Austin, Texas. I trade stocks, trade futures, trade commodities, and the whole 9 yards. I got to take care of my business. And then I hear these idiots. I hear these, broken English, these sentence fragments sputtering, lack of intellectual curiosity having jerk nuts, here calling me up, and they can't even come up with a decent prank call, for Christ's sake. I mean, they can't even. Jesus Christ! I mean, when would I ever see a day when prank calls are a rarity? A good prank call now can be sold on a record and bought because nobody knows how to do them. They're stupid. Jesus Christ! Let me take a drink of this crap. Anyway. We got John Stalvern. What's going on?
Hey, Ghost. What's your opinion on copyright infringement?
I'm pretty liberal on copyrights because if I wasn't, I would be pulling down all these stupid, dumb videos on YouTube that are making complete jackasses of me. I would be going after these assholes making these soundboards of me. You know what I mean? So obviously, I'm pretty lenient when it comes to that. Thank you for your stupid-ass, trembly voice question, you milky liquor. What else we got here? We got all a man. Okay, what the hell's your excuse? See, here we go again. There's a damn soundboard of myself. You hear this? Do you understand this, for Christ's sake? Jesus Christ. It makes me sick, man. And look, I don't appreciate this crap. You idiots think it's a big joke by making these goddamn YouTube videos about me, making these goddamn soundboards about me, but I don't appreciate it. I think it sucks. I think it's crap, and I think that you need to cease and desist this crap. Now, don't get me wrong, all right? Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of individuals that are posting up not only YouTube videos but blogs. They're writing positive forum posts. They're out there representing the True Capitalist radio program and the Capitalist Army. I want to thank them for that very much. But, all you other idiots that are making these goddamn videos about me, trying to make me look like a jag-off, I'm telling you right now, you better stop. You better stop. I'm warning you, all right? This is your goddamn final warning. You better stop. Anyway. Sorry, I don't want to have another meltdown. I had a meltdown yesterday. We're going to do the show in its entirety, and I don't want to melt down. So let me take another sip of this sauce here. Let me take another sip of the Johnny Walker Blue Label, huh? Woo! Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Anyway, let me go ahead and take some more callers here. We got some idiot from Austin, Texas. What's going on?
Hi there.
What's up?
I recall you talking a couple days ago about Libya, and hi, Austin, yay. I was reminded of Tiananmen Square, and I wanted to know what you thought about Tiananmen Square and its effect on capitalism in China.
That's a good question. As a matter of fact, I am a big believer in resurrecting and always promoting the memory of Tiananmen Square. I think Tiananmen Square was one of the most disgusting episodes in, human history. And I don't think that you could compare Tiananmen Square to Libya, but I think you can compare Tiananmen Square to what's being taken place in Syria at this point in time. And I think that Bashar al-Assad, who's going down on this quote-unquote crackdown, which is nothing more than killing people and rounding people up like they're a goddamn Gestapo. I think that this falls right in line with what happened at Tiananmen Square. Let me tell you, I've written blogs about Tiananmen Square. I've written blogs about, another situation that's similar to Tiananmen Square is the Iranian Revolution of 2009. And once again, I think that the uprising in Syria is similar to Tiananmen Square. And Tiananmen is rising again. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's no coincidence that the Chinese are starting to open up their economic markets to American business, not to mention that they've opened up their stock market or the equities markets to banks so that they can sell mutual funds within the country of China. So I think that Tiananmen Square never died. As a matter of fact, they recently had an uprising, which was very minute one, but it was called the Jasmine Revolution. And the Jasmine Revolution was comprised of peaceful demonstrations in the middle of China, Beijing, a lot of the major cities, where people just stood in the streets holding up jasmine flowers, because this is the type of protest that they have to do in China out of fear of hardcore retaliation by the totalitarian state. But I think that it's no coincidence that we have the Jasmine Revolution and we have China loosening up its economic policies and allowing more opportunity for American and foreign investment. Are you still there, 512?
Yes, I am.
Does that answer your question, or did you want to elaborate more on Libya?
No, that was it. And I was wrong. It was Syria, not Libya. But
no problem. What were you going to say? Hello? Well, anyway, thank you for calling. And, hey, I know that you're living large out here in Austin, Texas, because Austin, Texas is a great goddamn city. I mean, like I said, I live off of West 6th Street, baby. High-rise apartment, high styling, profiling, living large, baby. That's what I'm doing. That's how I live. And every day it's like a party in Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Every day it's like a party out here in Austin, Texas, and I love it. And, cheers to Austin, Texas, and cheers to everybody out there who's a true capitalist and everybody in the capitalist army. Let me take a swig of this damn beer here. Or beer. It's Johnny Walker Blue Label, baby. You can tell that I drink a lot of beer, right? Anyway, let's take some more callers here. 612, what up?
Hey, Ghost. This is Cowport Radio. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I have a question for you.
What's up?
Can you join the Freedom Fighters?
What freedom fighter? What are you talking about?
I need you to join the Freedom Fighters on Blog Talk Radio.
What's that about?
We protect you from trolls and drones on Blog Talk Radio. Can you be part of the Freedom Fighters?
Oh, yeah, right. All right. Yeah, maybe you need to grow up there, Capote. I mean, come on. I mean, you're not going to be able to stop trolls in, Blog Talk Radio, all right? I mean, do you understand that these kids are a little smarter than you? I mean, with all due respect, Capote, with all due respect, I mean, these kids are smarter than you, you know what I mean? I mean, they understand, about, zombie chains and, DOS and, penetrating holes in operating systems and that sort of thing. And you're going to sit over here and say that, we're joining the Freedom Fighters so we can protect you against trolls. I mean, come on. You're not going to protect anybody, all right? Anyway, let me take another call here. We got 571. What up?
Hi, it's Howard Stern, WNBC.
Oh, yeah. Is this really Is this really Howard Stern, or is this some idiot, playing with a damn soundboard?
Oh, you're gay. Oh, you're gay. Oh, you're gay.
What? No, you're gay, you prostate-infected bastard. You're gay.
Oh, you're gay.
No, you're gay.
Oh, you're gay.
You're goddamn gay.
Oh, you're gay.
You're gay. Shut up and you're gay.
You look like a fat black man.
What?
Oh, you're gay.
What? Did you say something about a black man? What'd you say?
Christ. That's gay.
Well, you just said something about a black guy. What the hell are you saying about black man?
That's okay, baby.
What the hell is this? Is this a soundboard, for Christ's sake?
Hi, you're on the air. How are you? Oh, you're gay.
Yeah, this is a damn soundboard. Get this thing out. Get him off! For Christ's sake. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a swig of this. I know I was stupid arguing with a goddamn soundboard, but you never know, You never know. I mean, I've called out this Howard Stern piece of crap. I have just desecrated his manhood, for Christ's sake, and I wouldn't be surprised if after hearing the goddamn verbal assault that I give Howard Stern, I wouldn't be surprised if this idiot is holding his tail and putting it between his legs, looking at himself in the mirror, seeing how he would look as a woman, because I just made him my bitch. All right, Stern? Yeah, that's what I did. I made you my bitch. So get out there on the stroll and make me some money. Silly old prostate-infected bastard. Anyway, we got an African-American on the horn. What's up, man?
I don't care if you don't like it. If you don't like it, take it and eat it. Eat it!
Stupid is. See, here we go again with these goddamn soundboards they're making of them here. Can you believe this crap? They're making soundboards of me out here, and that's enough. I'm not taking any more callers. Let's go to another subject matter. We're supposed to be talking about Greece and how they're, pissing and moaning again because they have to go out and go to work instead of living some socialist system that they can no longer sustain. And they're all pissed. They're going back to what they were doing in 09, 010, rioting in the streets, throwing Molotov cocktails because, we got to go back to work. It's not fair. Shut up. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit more about Syria. We were talking about it because of a caller calling up. But let me tell you something right now. I mean, what's happening out here in Syria is an utter disgrace. I mean, we actually implemented a theater of combat in Libya for these so-called rebels who are doing nothing more than pissing and moaning about how they need more air support and how they need more airstrikes and how they need more weapons and how they need more this and that. It's disgusting. It's utterly disgraceful. What we should be, if the United Nations is going to, implement itself as some kind of an international institution, the least they could do is go after actual human atrocities. You stupid, dumbass, bureaucratic international institution bunch of crap. But no. This is what you have out here. You got the United Nations. They almost anointed the Syrian government as, with a humanitarian position on some goddamn Security Council, for Christ's sake. Can you believe this crap? Huh? Stupid, man. It's stupid. It is the useless nations. I mean, this international bureaucratic institution is just, it's moot, for a lack of a better term. And I'm not talking about that silly-ass Chris Poole either. Anyway, 111, you're on the horn.
Oh, Ghost.
There you go, another fruit bowl. Another 111. What's up?
Hey, Ghost?
Yeah.
I'm shooting pearls here.
See, here we go again. One-liners here. One-liners. Gizod, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Not too bad. What about you?
I'm just chilling like an insane villain.
I kind of wanted to talk about Greece. I mean, it's really sad that they're rioting. I mean, those lazy socialist bastards. I mean, they get so pissed when they can't live off the government, and what all the people want to do in America.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's not just the fact that they want to live in socialism. It's the fact that they're killing people because they can't live in it anymore. I mean, you got people in the streets of Greece rioting, throwing Molotov cocktails. I mean, the last time they rioted, they were killing people. They were executing people out in the street, for Christ's sake, because they cannot go out and live in their little socialist endeavor. It's stupid. It's pathetic. Anyway, we were supposed to be talking about Bashar al-Assad and, his troops in Syria. I mean, look, they're actually now, Bashar al-Assad is ordering his troops in Syria to start shelling neighborhoods. Yeah. Shelling neighborhoods with mortars. Can you believe this crap? I mean, he's shelling innocent people. I mean, the latest reports is like 20 people dead today. Women, children, I mean, the whole 9 yards, for Christ's sake. Almost 800 people have died in this whole crackdown on, the supposed anti-government protesters in Syria. It's unfreaking believable. Unfreaking believable that we can just allow this to happen and just sit back and play with our Peter Poppers. You know what I mean? Unreal. And you know what? Bashar al-Assad, if anybody happens to know his Twitter account, you tell him I said this, all right? You tell him I said this. He should be targeted for termination. All right? Bashar al-Assad should be targeted for termination. That's all I got to say. Anyway, let's take some more calls, shall we? Well, we already called on 405. Let's call somebody else. 908, what up?
Hey, Ghost, what's up?
What's your question?
Could we go back to something earlier?
Yeah, shut up. You the governor, go ahead.
I understand. You're racist. When a problem comes along.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why don't you fix that cheap-ass little mic that you got from the goddamn swap meet, son? All right? 111, what up?
Oh, Gus, can I just see it?
Yeah, here we go again. Jack Dow, what up?
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Matthew on air.
Yeah, you're on the air. What's going on?
Alright, I was wondering if you play Battletoads.
Man, that meme is like 5 years old. I mean, can you come up with something better than that? Battletoads? And that's a lame-ass meme, too. I mean, Battletoads, it sucked. That game sucked, for Christ's sake. I would have rather played Frogger, I would have rather played Frogger and, try to get that stupid frog across the street than playing dumbass Battletoads. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Why don't you get a game worth of crap, Like Contra. Remember Contra? Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, and start. Anyway. Who else we got here? We got another 111. What's up?
Ghost.
What's up?
I'm throwing around masculinity like it's nothing, and women love it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
They're sucking my penis and making me sandwiches.
Yeah? Are you sure? You sound like the tech guy. Are you sure they're of age?
No, they're not of age. They're like 7 or 8. Some of them are 9.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, Avery Ciccone. We knew that, that's you, for Christ's sake. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'm surprised, Canada hasn't gone in and, snagged you from your little efficiency apartment, that little hole that you call a home over there. But let me tell you something right now. I know that the Canadian government is just, waiting to get through the stupid bureaucratic system, because remember, it is a socialist government. And at some point, they're going to go into your little pissing ground little home there with all your little, cigarette butts that you obtained from your butt can. And let me tell you, I don't know if, the tech guy has taken this down yet, but, you've got to see his his video on how to get free cigarettes. I mean, I mean, you have got to see his video on how to recycle cigarettes. This guy actually, did a 10-minute video on, telling people that what they can do is go into bars and alcoholic beverage establishments, take your backpack, and go up to the butt cans. That's what he called me. Yeah, they got a butt can. They got a butt can. And, shove the, remaining matter that's left over in the butt can in the satchel or whatever little backpack that you got, all right? And then take it home and actually re-roll the cigarette excrement that's left over and refry this crap. I kid you not, if you missed it, that is classic, disgusting socialist ghetto trash. And not to mention, if you haven't seen the tech guy's grill, for Christ's sake, I mean, good God, he's got black holes in his gums. That should go to show you what socialized medicine will get you, because Canada has got socialized medicine, Yeah, he's got socialized medicine, and this bastard has got holes in his black holes in his gums, for Christ's sake. Anyway. Who else we got? We got area code 404 on the horn. What's up?
Yo, what's up, Ghost?
What's going on?
Sorry, excuse me. I wanted to hear your opinion on, I haven't heard your opinion. I might have missed it, but I wanted to hear what you had to say about, in California, their whole thing with the, you seem like queer studies in their schools now.
Oh, yeah, are you kidding me? Man, that's old news, man. All right, I mean, that is old news. I mean, I know for a fact that they're, not only are they teaching homosexuality and that sort of thing in California schools, but now they're teaching things in regular general education in America all across the country. I think you should go, if you happen to have a child in public education, and see if they conduct any kind of sexual-related education in this manner, but they're actually showing children how to masturbate. They're showing, the children about sex toys and, this type of crap. They're telling them about, what to do with, their sexual feelings if it happens to, be, promiscuous, whether it's homosexual or heterosexual. All right? I kid you not. They're actually entertaining the whole homosexual concept as a part of sexual education. So, what do I feel about it? I think that it's disgraceful. I think that sex education in general is disgraceful. I mean, we've had sex education, implemented for the past, 40 years, 35 years, 40 years, and has it helped any? On the contrary, look at all these, women getting pregnant. Look at them all shitting out children. Look at teen pregnancy, for Christ's sake. Down in South Texas, if you go anywhere south of Austin, Texas, it's literally the colon of America. But out there in South Texas, man, they got the teenage pregnancy capital of the world out here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's disgraceful, for Christ's sake. And we have sex education, right? It's supposed to be preventing this, right? We're giving out condoms in school. It's supposed to be preventing this type of education. Bull crap. It's not doing nothing. It's doing nothing but promoting this idea. And it's not even like they're even participating in sex with prophylactics. No. They're out here just, having any kind of unprotected sex with anything that looks good in a leather jacket, anything that looks good in, slick back hair. If somebody knows how to flick a cigarette, with a Zippo lighter with one hand, these bitches are creaming, opening up their legs, getting impregnated by these idiots, and then bitching and moaning about, I don't know what I did. I don't like my kids. Jesus Christ. But, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, 404, that, we got homosexual education in schools. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's old news, man.
Yeah, no, I was talking about something more specific, as if it was, taught in history classes, the history of homosexuality.
There's a history class on this?
That's what I just heard on the news. They're talking about it in California, and that inspired Tennessee to do the opposite of California and make it illegal to talk about that in schools. A history of that.
Unbelievable. I didn't even know that there was a history of homosexuality, for Christ's sake. What are they going to talk about, Alexander the Great and Abe Lincoln or what? You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I know. I'm kidding. But, who are they going to talk about, man?
I don't even know. Being completely serious about it. It's like, what's next? The history of bestiality?
No, I mean, are you kidding me? I'm not surprised that any of this stuff's out here. I wouldn't be surprised if they started teaching teenage children how to participate in sexual relations with older people. I mean, look at the schools nowadays. The teachers are having sex with the children. The teachers are having sex with the children, for Christ's sake, all over America. So it's no coincidence that we have this type of education. It's no coincidence that we have this type of sick society. I mean, you know, the history of homosexuality, for Christ's sake, the history. I mean, is there actually an extensive history on homosexuality, for Christ's sake? I mean, I could just imagine, you know, what they're teaching. You know, Chapter 2, the history of the glory hole. The glory hole derives from old pirates who would actually put members of their crew inside a barrel and drill a hole inside the barrel and force the individual. I mean, what the hell is it? What is it? What is this crap? Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, 404, are you for this or against this?
I'm against it. It's pretty ridiculous.
No, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's sick. I mean, well, welcome to America. It does not surprise me. It does not surprise me, man. Anyway, thanks for calling, man. And as a matter of fact, thanks for letting us in on that information. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, before we got that news, we were talking about Bashar al-Assad shelling neighborhoods with mortar rounds, you know, killing innocent children, women in the middle of Syria. Once again, he is cracking down on quote-unquote anti-government protesters. And let me tell you something, the people in Syria are not raising up arms. These are not people that are, you know, armed and shooting at the soldiers. I mean, this is not happening in Syria. What's happening is civil disobedience. What's happening is people rising up and saying, hey, where's my vote? You know, I don't want some despotic, nepotistic regime ruling over my land, all right? I want to vote, for Christ's sake. I want to be able to choose who the hell is going to be leading my ass. But unfortunately, you've got Bashar al-Assad, which was inherited the country of Syria by his father, you know? He was inherited the country by his father, for Christ's sake. And, you know, the people are just sick and tired of it, you know? They're sick and tired of it. And you know, much props to the Syrian people for rising up. Much props to the Iranian resistance that's still alive from 2009. And much props to the Chinese Jasmine Revolution. Do you understand? Anytime there are people rising up against totalitarian governments, I'm all for it, baby. I'm all for it, because I hate totalitarian governments. They make me sick. Anyway, we got conservative mother on the horn. What's up?
I read in a magazine that you wish you would have lost your virginity to me. Is that really true?
You know what we're going to do to solve your problem? I'm going to have sex with you right now over the radio.
You stupid idiot. You know, I can't believe that there are still young gentlemen, because that's Howard Stern's demographic, all right? Howard Stern's demographic is males, 18 to 45, all right? That is his demographic. I can't believe that there are still young kids, 18, 19-year-old, 20-something-year-olds that actually still listen to this guy and believe that this idiot is somehow a true, a cool guy or something. Like, he's always been swinging like a 15.5-inch schlong, and he's been getting all the bimbos his whole life and all this other nonsense. I mean, this guy is the fakest piece of garbage on the face of the planet. You know, I mean, have you seen his chick, for Christ's sake? I mean, he dumped his wife and his family so that he can ride some blonde piece of tail. And I guarantee you, this guy's not tagging that more than once every 6 months. I wouldn't be surprised if it's once every year, like on his birthday. Maybe on Jesus' birthday, since, he's Jewish, doesn't give a shit about Jesus anyway. So he's probably doing it on Jesus' birthday, that sort of thing. Because, look, you're a 60-something-year-old man, all right? You can't get it up. All right, you're not going to be able to hang with a 20-something-year-old blonde bimbo. Do you understand what it takes to satisfy a 20-something-year-old blonde bimbo? All right, I'm sure some of you 20-somethings that are out there laying these broads, I'm sure you know that. But, I mean, do you understand that these bimbos want to have like 3 or 4 hour orgasms? Do you understand? I mean, do you understand that, you gotta, work your ass off, to satisfy some 25-year-old bimbo out here? And I guarantee you that Howard Stern does not have the stamina, nor does he have the potency to keep this up. All right? And I guarantee you that Howard Stern has to palate this blonde bimbo, taking it in every orifice by other males because, well, let's be honest, Howard Stern can't satisfy this bimbo. I mean, you know it and I know it, man. I mean, you think he's hanging, 3 or 4 hours with this blonde bitch? I mean, 60-something-year-old, for Christ's sake. Can you believe this crap? I mean, seriously. I mean, and you think that some 20-something-year-old bimbo is just going to wait around whenever this guy has the stamina to come up and, give her the high hard one? And even if he does give her the high hard one, I mean, do you think he's actually lasted more than 3 minutes? You know what I mean? Oh, man, it's funny, man. Anyway, that's why I'm glad to see Howard Stern with that young bimbo. As a matter of fact, that young bimbo is taking him to the cleaners. She's basing her whole career off this fool. As a matter of fact, isn't Howard Stern bankrolling some goddamn show that she's producing or something? I mean, give me a break. And Howard Stern's claiming to be some pimp out here. He's on this show go ahead and take your top off. Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and throw salami at your ass. Oh, yeah, stupid. Utterly stupid. Anyway, that's enough of Howard Stern. I'm sick of that prostate-infected, food-gumming, Ovaltine drinking, Golden Girls watching senior citizen still trying to claim that he's such a cool guy. You know that's a wig on this idiot's head, too. You know he doesn't have really long hair anymore. You know that, right? He's a bald piece of garbage that's got, a wig on his head, and you people are like, oh, he's still great. You're great. Jesus Christ. Anyway, one more time, Bashar al-Assad ordering his troops in Syria to shell innocent people in neighborhoods in response to the anti-government protesters in his country. And it's unbelievable. I just can't believe that we're sitting back watching this war criminal go in and kill innocent people like it's no big deal. I can't believe that we're just sitting back watching this. It's disgraceful. I hope that there's people in Syria listening in right now knowing that I have, for as much time as I can possibly spend on this subject matter, I have been amplifying the struggles in Syria for as long as I can. And let me tell you something, it doesn't seem like anybody gives two rats' asses. But the memory will not fade from Ghost. Keep on fighting, Syrians. Keep fighting and take out Bashar al-Assad. Anybody who happens to be in Syria, if you really want to infiltrate as a revolution, you're going to have to convince some of these soldiers through propaganda, through signage, through different methods that what they're doing is killing their own people. I mean, you got to get through that military psyche. Because that's the only way that you're going to be able to fight back, because the people don't have guns. The people aren't out there armed. I mean, they're just causing civil disobedience. So, in my personal opinion, if you're going to keep up the fight, Syrians, make sure to go out and propagandize these soldiers. You know what I mean? Propagandize these damn soldiers. I mean, make them, feel the utter horror of the atrocities that they're implementing. And long live the Syrian uprising. Anyway, folks, I know that, look at these idiots. These people don't really care. Look at them. They don't care. They're out here, this and that. As a matter of fact, hey, which seat can I take? You don't dictate what I do, so get the hell out of here. Get him out. Get this asshole out of here. Get out. And get that idiot that called me a race. Get him out. Get him out. Get Fruity Beatard out. That's probably damn, the tech guy. Get that idiot out of here. Get him out. Get them all out. Get them all out. All of them. Get them out. I'm not going to sit here and take this crap. All right, let's keep going. I'll kick all you idiots. Get them out. Get them all out. Get them all out of here. Get them all out. I'm sorry, folks. I know that you people are listening in the archive wondering what the hell I'm doing. I'm kicking all these idiots out of the chat room because they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? They deserve this crap. All right? And that's all there is to it. They're just going to get kicked out, and, it's just it. This is the way it is. All right? That's just the way it is. That's all there is to it. They can sit over here and flap their fat Cheeto-stained fingers on the keyboard all they want to, but I'm kicking their asses out. I'm not going to sit here and take this crap. Stupid morons. Sick of you idiots, that are in here thinking that you're so... if I'm such an idiot, if I'm such a racist, if I'm such this and that, well, then why are you idiots listening, huh? How about that? Why are you idiots? I'll tell you why you're listening, because I know for a fact that I'm penetrating your psyche, and you idiots know I'm telling the truth. You just don't want to admit it. You want to, play this facade that, it's you're bad, and Give me a break. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear from you. Let's take some calls here. We got 111. What's up?
Hello, Ghost.
Yeah.
What if no speak English?
And that has a horrible accent. Come back when you actually, can, how can I put it? When you can actually imitate another goddamn race, all right? I know that you were trying to imitate somebody who's Indian, but it's a bad job. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad... How do you do it, my friend? That's a better English one. That's a better Indian. Like this. You're supposed to do it like this. You're not supposed to say, I am from India. Yes, I am from India. I come here and I am eating a lot of curry. And that's what you're supposed to act like, asshole. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we are in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio Show. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, this is episode number 85. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Before I move on to another subject matter, please retweet the broadcast. All right? All right, please retweet the broadcast. blogtalkradio.com/ghost is the link to follow, all right? Go to the damn forums and the blogs and the social networking sites and the Twitters and spread it around like wildfire. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter. Reports come out today that Hugo Chavez, the communist Venezuela, lifetime president, the dictator of Venezuela, has actually been connected through a bunch of documents that have been confiscated in recent raids of a Colombian leftist rebel guerrilla faction by the name of FARC. FARC. FARC happens to be a leftist guerrilla organization based out of Colombia and Ecuador. And they've been causing havoc in South America for a long period of time. And documents have come out that has stated that Hugo Chavez has not only been funding FARC as an organization and as a guerrilla operation, but he's also directed FARC to go out and assassinate any kind of political rivals that can potentially, either take out Hugo Chavez or anybody that can challenge Hugo Chavez's authority of the country of Venezuela. Yeah, FARC, that's F-A-R-C, FARC. All right? And you can look up the history of that particular leftist guerrilla organization. But what makes this very telling is that he has utilized this organization to assassinate political rivals. And I think it's disgraceful that, this Hugo Chavez that tries to claim for himself to be such a man of the people. He's always out there with his fist in the air. He's claiming to be a down-ass communist. Although, the way I view communism is supposed to be a collective front. Nobody gets any more, nobody gets anything less kind of concept, at least the way Marx wrote it. All right? Well, how in the hell is Hugo Chavez a fat bastard? Can you explain that? How can you be a communist fat asshole? Can somebody explain that to me? How can you be a fat asshole? It's like, that cleric in Iraq that should be assassinated, in my personal opinion, al-Sadr. That idiot that's out there that thinks he's such a big badass cleric. How can you be an Islamic cleric when, part of, being an astute follower of Islam is to fast? And fasting is meaning that you don't eat crap. You purposely deprive yourself food and water so that you can get yourself closer to Allah or some crap. But have you seen Al Sadr, this idiot? And if you haven't seen him, Google him up right now. He's a fat cleric. He's a fat Muslim cleric, for Christ's sake. I mean, is there anybody else out here that, recognizes this hypocrisy? Is there anybody else out here that, looks at this and says, why exactly are there idiots in this world following this moron when he's a blatant hypocrite? And that's the same thing with Venezuela's leader, or dictator, Hugo Chavez. And let me tell you, these documents that implicate Hugo Chavez, not only funding the FARC guerrilla leftist organization, but also directing them to assassinate any potential political rivals is a big, uncovering. It's a big uncovering, and I think this could, kind of throw some destabilization, possibly in South America. So if anybody's got any kind of South American investments, make sure that they're, away from this Colombian, Venezuelan situation, because let me tell you something right now. This Hugo Chavez, I'm not trying to, say that everybody needs to be taken out here, but I've had about enough of dictators. I've had about enough of assholes who claim that they have the answer to everything, and always that answer has to do with them being in power for life. And I'm sick of these idiots. I'm sick of them. And now it comes to find out that you got Hugo Chavez participating in assassination attempts on his rivals, for Christ's sake. So, if there is evidence of this, then, Hugo Chavez, has an open target on his head also. And if there's any Venezuelans out there, I know that they're trying to unarm the people in Venezuela after Hugo Chavez took power and made himself president for life. But let me tell you, buy yourself a gat, do a goddamn Lee Harvey Oswald and put a bullet in Hugo Chavez's head, all right? Because this idiot is out here playing, this idea of mafia politics, Mafia politics. And, in my opinion, the Venezuelan people are within their legal and ethical right to, shoot this bastard, Hugo Chavez. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's take some more callers here. 646-652-4869. What does everybody think about Hugo Chavez not only funding the South American leftist guerrilla organization FARC, but is also directing them to assassinate political rivals, not only in his country, but in other South American countries? 111, what's up?
Shut up.
Taking too long, you idiot. And you see, you know how long it took? It took him 8 seconds to think about what he was going to say, and all he could come up with, shut up. Jesus Christ. Who else we got? We got some idiot from 715. What's up?
Hey, Coach, what's going on?
What's up?
I just wanted to speak about how a couple of nicknogs are in my fucking White House spewing this anti-white, anti-establishment bullshit.
Well, now we're not getting racist here, all right? I'm not criticizing the White House for having Common because he's black, all right? I have nothing against black culture. I have nothing against black America. I mean, but what's unfortunate is that black culture has been corrupted. It's been corrupted by hip-hop. I mean, there are actual black Americans that have had massive significance in the arts. I mean, Duke Ellington, was one of the first black composers that composed and actually catapulted the idea of swing jazz at the turn of the 20th century. We actually had Langston Hughes, one of the greatest poets that came out of the black culture. Langston Hughes, a great poet that contributed a lot to, the development of black literature. I mean, I can go on and on. So don't sit over here and get racist, all right? Don't get over here and get racist about it. I'm not critical of why Common is going to the White House because he's black. I have a problem because this guy is out here claiming that he's a cop killer. He's claiming that he's a G, he's a gangster, he's a, all this crap, he's talking about assassinating George W. Bush in his poetry, and, all of a sudden he's being embraced by Michelle Obama and invited to the damn White House. I mean, it's disgusting, man. It's pathetic. And then the White House is trying to justify this crap. They're trying to justify this so-called gangster rapper coming in here and having a poetry session, for Christ's sake. So, I'm get out of here, you racist prick, all right? I'm not a racist, you idiot, all right? Don't sit over here and give me this crap that, and say racial derogatory statements. I am not a racist, all right? I'm a melting pot of friendship, and I don't appreciate not only when people call up and say these racial derogatory terms, but I also don't appreciate when these assholes in this goddamn chat room continue to scroll that I'm some kind of a goddamn racist. I don't appreciate it, and I don't like it. Anyway, get that idiot off. Get him off! Anyway, we're talking about, FARC and how they are being funded by Hugo Chavez. And not only are they being funded by Hugo Chavez, they're being directed to kill any political opposition, not only in Venezuela, but throughout South America. And I think this spells heavy trouble for possible destabilization in certain parts of South America. I mean, this is unbelievable news, So anyway, let's move on to something else. Before I talk about the Face app leak, Facebook app leak, I want to talk about today being 30 years that Bob Marley dying, unexpectedly of cancer. You know what I'm saying? This guy was just jogging in New York, dropped dead, and they claimed it was cancer. So it's been 30 years since this guy has died. And the reason I like Bob Marley is because Bob Marley was actually utilizing song, utilizing his artistry to spread political views. He was actually in opposition to the imperialism of his country, which his country is Jamaica. And for all those that don't know about Jamaica, Jamaica is an imperialist province of England or Britain, or France, or one of those stupid monarchs. And, he was in complete opposition to this, and he wrote songs about this, and, this is one of those songs right here. And the reason I'm playing this is because not only am I commemorating 30 years of him being gone, but, trying to promote his music to a younger audience, but I would hope that this would, how can I put it, inspire people into believing that, hey, I can't just be sitting here and, nigh kitty, all day and, barrel rolling and, playing with the bacon bits out of my anal passage all day. I mean, I have a certain element of responsibility, and that element of responsibility is social, economic, and political responsibility. You understand what I'm saying? And, Bob Marley, took it upon himself to go against the imperialists. And and not to mention that he was a capitalist. Anybody who doesn't believe he's a capitalist, I mean, take a look at all the money he made. Once he got went away from Jamaica and started selling that reggae stuff down here in America or up here in America. So don't give me this crap that Bob Marley wouldn't like you, Ghost. Just shove it up your ass, all right? Bob Marley was for freedom, and an element of freedom is economic freedom, assholes. All right, so once again, I'm playing this song in hopes of getting all of you people that are just remaining stagnant, all of you people that are just sitting there playing with your pecker shafts, tickling your dingleberry-ridden ass cracks, which are kind of nutty. For those you idiots that are doing nothing, making no kind of contributions, it's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to get active out here. It's time for you to assert your goddamn responsibility economically, socially, and politically. Get up and stand up for yourself, for Christ's sake. Yeah. Get up and stand up. Stand up for capitalism. Stand up for freedom. Stand up for your right. Totalitarianism. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right.
for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Most people think great God will come from the sky, take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what life is worth, you will look for yours on your earth. And now when you see the light, you stand up for your rights. Yeah.
Get up, stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up.
Get up, stand up.
Don't give up the fight.
Life is your right.
Get up, stand up.
We can't give up the fight.
Stand up for your rights.
Lord, Lord.
Get up, stand up.
Keep us traveling on.
Don't give up the fight.
Yeah.
We're sick and tired of your ism, kism, game, dine and go to heaven in the Jesus name, Lord. We know and we understand. Almighty God is a living man. You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. So now we see the light. We gonna stand up for right. So you better get up, stand up. Don't give it up. Stand up for your right. Stand up right now. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Don't give it up. Don't give it up. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Get up, stand up. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Get up, stand up.
You're listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
We're back. What's going on, folks? And that was a little bit of Bob Marley, commemorating, 30 years of death. He was a definite innovator in music, a man who, catapulted reggae music on an international scale. R.I.P. Bob Marley, and not to mention, the reason that I played that song is in hopes of inspiring people that are just sitting back and listening. I mean, you hear the type of people that are calling up. I mean, you hear, the type of lack of mental capacity and intellectual curiosity and the uncertainty in speech and the sputtering of sentence fragments and broken English. I mean, this is America, man. This is why 30 to 35% of the whole goddamn American economy is comprised of people collecting entitlements. I mean, it's just disgusting. 35% of the whole damn economy is dependent on people collecting entitlements and spending them, for Christ's sake. All right? In 1995 and 1994, it was only 10%. So you do the math. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Talk a little bit about Bob Marley. 30 years, R.I.P. What's going on, Bob Marley? Let's go ahead and take some calls here. Patrick, you're on the horn. Hey, Patrick, you there? You're taking too long, man. 111, what's up?
Oh, Carlos, can I just...
Shut up. 715, you're on the horn.
Hey, Ghost. Love your show, and just ignore these trolls. You're a good man.
Thank you, man. Do you have anything to say?
Nope. Just keep on capitalizing.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the good words and stuff. Let's see. Who else we got? We got another 111. What's up, man?
You's a bitch nigga.
What?
I said you's a bitch nigga.
Are you kidding me? What, are you trying to act black now? Is this what you're trying to do?
I'm just saying that you's a bitch nigga.
Are you a white boy trying to be black? Is this what we're playing here?
I'm a black nigga. You's a bitch nigga.
Is this it? I'm white, but I'm going to be black because what? What is that proving to you?
I'm a black nigga and you's a bitch nigga.
Yeah, that's great. Great exercise of Ebonics, by the way. Jesus Christ. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Not even the black guys can come up with something. I mean, you know, I don't know about you, but whenever there's a black guy in a social arena, typically he's rather jovial and funny. You know, even if he is Ebonics-ridden and ghetto. You know, I mean, at least he's pretty funny. I mean, they usually have these, you know, jive-ass stories and this jive-ass turkey talk. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty humorous. It's pretty funny. As a matter of fact, Russell Simmons, you know, made millions of dollars off of that, you know, with that Def Comedy Jam crap in the early 90s. You know, and then to hear, you know, a brother, well, actually, that's not a brother, really. That's actually a cracker trying to act like a brother. But, I mean, just going to show you that they haven't learned jack. They can't even memorize or at least simulate the kind of crap they see on TV. They're just stupid. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. Anyway, we were talking about Bob Marley 30 years ago. He died today, on this day. Rest in peace, Bob Marley. I want to talk a little bit about Facebook. Semtech, believe it or not, old Norton, and believe it or not, you know, Norton, this asshole Norton over here, I don't really like Norton. I'm sorry. I don't like Norton. I think that if you want my personal opinion, in the 90s, the reason that he was such a great, you know, antivirus piece of software is because he wrote the viruses, in my personal view, in my opinion. You know, I mean, you know, and if you want, if you were around at that time, and let me tell you something, man, the internet back in like 1995, 1994 was great, man. I mean, of course, you had simplistic graphics. I mean, you were a cool guy if you had a 33.6K modem. I mean, you were kick-ass, you know, if you had a 200 megahertz Intel Pentium 1, you know, processor. You know, you were elite if you had like 32 megabytes of RAM. You know, I mean, it was just great back then. As a matter of fact, you can actually go out and just patronize websites and patronize chat rooms at that particular time and actually see people from other websites on, I mean, it was just a small world back then on the internet, man. It was great. I really wish that we can go back to those days, you know, but, you know, unfortunately, we made it so commercial out here to allow any idiot to get on the internet, and this is what they're using it for. You know, if they're not on here prank calling the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, they're on some goddamn internet chat room trying to look for a, you know, 14-year-old piece of Miss Annie Mae Rottencrotch to finger bang and molest over the internet and possibly meet up with for an actual pedo session. You know, this is what, you know, America is doing with the internet. Let me tell you something right now, man. The information of anything you've ever wanted to know is at your fingertips. And what are people utilizing the internet for? I mean, looking at pictures of, you know, pig rape and squirrel fisting. And, just disgusting. This is what they're using it for. You know, instead of actually going out and saying, hey, I don't know this. Let me learn about it. No, instead, what are these kids doing now? You know, they think that they know something by being able to look it up on their stupid little smartphone or their stupid little tablet and, you know, and regurgitate it off Wikipedia. We've had a lot of these stupid kids call up and think that they try to impress Ghost over here by saying a couple of big words, but we know they're reading it off Wikipedia. They're reading it, for Christ's sake. And then when I call them out on it and ask them, well, what is your actual personal opinion on the matter? I mean, do you have any thoughts? Do you have any ideas on that? And they can't say garbage, you know? They can't say anything. They're stupid. Anyway, Facebook. That's what we're supposed to be talking about. Facebook. Because I was talking about Norton and his dumbass. Anyway, Semtech put out a report that Facebook applications actually leak user data to third-party companies that actually put up these particular Facebook applications. And, so much to the point where they can actually give access to one's Facebook account if, one wanted to take the power to do so. And now Facebook, right away put out a patch for it, and they made sure supposedly they took care of the problem. But once again, I've been saying this for years, that Facebook is an utter disgrace, and not to mention that the people that use Facebook are an utter disgrace. And let me tell you why. because everybody's willingly giving them their own information. You know, their information. Like, you can go and think of somebody in your past. You know, any name, any asshole, and you can actually find them on Facebook. These idiots got their stupid pictures up. They're showing who their families are. They're showing what their jobs are. They're saying what they do for a living. They're saying their status. They even have, like, who their family members are, you know, and how they're related to them. Hey, this is their mother. This is their sister. This is their cousin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's stupid. It's utterly disgraceful. And people are just willingly giving this information to Facebook. And just, Facebook is collecting and mining this data so that they can go out and, sell this data to the highest bidder. Now, I know people are saying here that, they don't have my phone number, so it's okay. Wrong. All right, wrong. If you're using Facebook in correlation with your mobile phone, they've got your phone number, pal. And as a matter of fact, I reported on this, 2 months ago, something of that nature. Mark Zuckerberg has filed with the FCC so that he can have legal capability of selling not only your information, but your address, your phone number, and every other, particular psychographic and demographic information that they were able to compile on Facebook and selling them to the highest bidder. And even if you are on a do not call list, there's a big piece of red tape behind that, because nobody really reads the agree to this little terms button. Nobody actually reads the terms, So I think that everybody should really read those terms. And even if you are on a do not call list, if you click something that enabled them to, gain that kind of exclusive proximity and access to you, you cannot sue these people for, calling you while you're on a do not call list. And let me tell you, being a part of Facebook, when your information is out there for everybody to see, everything from your face, the way what you look like, your name, your job, the whole 9 yards, for Christ's sake. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Once again, Facebook, that's why I don't have a Facebook account, folks. I'm never going to have a Facebook account because it's stupid. You're basically willingly giving your own psycho-demographic data to Mark Zuckerberg so that, his company can be valuated at $60 billion. $60 billion. What do you think they're buying for $60 billion, you idiots? They're buying you, you idiot. They're buying you. Jesus Christ, why doesn't anybody see this, you hear all this stuff all the time that, Facebook's worth $60 billion and Mark Zuckerberg, he's a rich, snot-nosed little fruity-ass prick. Everything's great. Well, what makes Facebook so valuable? What makes it so valuable? It's the fact that, if you read the terms and conditions, they own the content that you put up. They own your picture. They own your blogs. They own your little, Facebook thumbs up buttons. Every time you click that, they take that and they comprise psychographic data, and they put a profile about you. Every time you go out and say, hey, I like this place to go buy stuff. I like this shop. I'm friending this business. They're compiling psychographic data, and you're giving it to them for free. You're giving it to them for free. For free. You're not even getting paid, man. The people of Facebook are basically giving $60 billion to Facebook. You know that, right? All the members that are out there putting pictures, putting this, you're giving them money by putting all your content because they now own it. They've backed it up, and they now own any picture, any piece of content that you've thrown on there, they own it. You know what I mean? They own it. So, I just can't believe that this is the new America, for Christ's sake. Anyway, 646-652-4869. I'm glad to see Julian Assange, who seems to be a big, highlighted figure out here in the international community, especially on the, anti-totalitarian government front. even he says that that's one of the most disgusting mechanisms of spying on the face of the planet, and yet people are willingly going up there. People are willingly going in there, and everything's great. I mean, I'm having a great time on Facebook. I mean, what these idiots don't understand is that, all the garbage that they conduct on Facebook. Like, let's say they go out and they're like, these morons, They're like these morons that go onto Facebook to look for rendezvous. They're married, or they're married and they're looking for other chicks, or they're closet homosexuals, or whatever the case might be, and they actually utilize Facebook as a venue to try to hook up with rendezvous and liaisons. That particular information is now information of Facebook. And let's say you wanted to become something important. All these idiots that are going to college, all these idiots that are going out here that want to be something, and they're posting their pictures of them, drinking out of beer bongs and flashing tits. You know what I mean? What makes you think that, that's not going to be used against you, in the future? What makes you think that, Facebook, if it's politically and economically convenient for them to do so, is not going to utilize any kind of, sexual promiscuous liaisons that was against your marriage vows, or that was homosexual, or whatever the case might be? What makes you think that you're not going to be having this information used against you, you morons? I mean, all this information is being compiled. Why do you think that Mark Zuckerberg came out last week and showed off his data centers? I mean, he was flexing nuts to everybody out there about his data centers, for Christ's sake, because let me tell you something, those data centers have over $60 billion of information that the people willingly gave Facebook. So, hey, great job, peeps, great job. All you idiots that live and die Facebook, you're making a billionaire out of a moron, and he isn't even doing anything but sitting on his fat ass. Anyway, 916, you're on the air, 916.
Hi, it's great to hear your subject. This is absolutely perfect. Please cover this subject for a good 10 minutes with as much passion as you have today. Try and repeat that every day for as long as you live, please.
I've been trying to repeat it, and what's unfortunate, these people they don't get it. They don't get it. They think that it's a big game.
Things are not any different. I remember I came back when I was 20 years old to the States. My father worked for the UN, and I was all over the world, and I saw different ways of people living, and the one thing that was precious was privacy, was the strength of family, of working together. But I don't know what it is about our community in the United States. We love big business. We love to, energize and do the rah-rah thing. But I remember walking from a classroom into the cafeteria, and this is going somewhere, let me tell you, it ties in exactly what you're talking about. For the first time in that semester, I saw all the heads down filling out these cute little colored cards. Some were pink and some were blue. And obviously the pink were matching the girls and the blues were matching the boys.
Yeah,
and I'm
asking
them, and I'm going, well, what are you filling out? And they're, 3x5 cards. And they're saying, oh, we're going to get free deodorants. Oh, we're going to get free fingernail polish. Oh, we're going to get free nail cutters. And I'm looking at them going, you need it for free?
Yeah, they're actually willingly giving their information.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were giving it all away. And I looked at them and I said, it's free advertising. And they looked at me like I was stupid. And I tell you, out of the thousands of students, there might have been 2 of us that didn't fill out the form.
I mean, isn't that unbelievable?
I saw it as free business. That was free business for them. So they give out a few products. Who knows who the company was? The bottom line was, I thought, who eventually is going to get that information? Is it going to go to Washington eventually? And then when I worked for the state for 20 years, I saw how they dispensed information. And then locally, before I go, just this morning, the San Francisco radio station out here had a very good eye-opener about how Google takes our information and sells it to the government. So you can go on to Google the next time. But please give more details to the young folks about what is happening to this personal information. Just like you said, you don't know what that picture you're putting today while you're having fun with the beer and having no morals. Okay, fine, but keep it private because that could be used in your professional life in the future where you're going to want to make the money for that new baby. But
I hear you.
I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you now, but I'm staying on the radio.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the call. Great call. Great insight. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah, that was a great call. Thank you very much. And let me tell you, she's absolutely right. You know, you people don't understand how serious this is. I mean, you know, these people are making billions of dollars off of your information that you're giving it away for free. You're giving it away for free. And, you know, you heard this last caller. She's witnessed people in university level filling out, you know, cards of, you know, name, address, phone number, you know, emails, and any other information, so that they can get a free goddamn deodorant, so they can get a, you know, free, you know, Red Bull or whatever the case might be, and they actually believe it's free. They don't understand that they are databasing and data mining their information and keeping track of their habits of consumption. You know? It's disgraceful, man, and Facebook is one of them. I mean, look. I mean, if you don't believe me, I mean, take a look at the terms of service. Facebook owns your image. You can take look. Tomorrow you say, hey, I can't believe this is happening. I'm going to close my Facebook account. Well, they're not going to. I mean, they'll take it down off of the public view, but it's in their database for life, idiots. All right, it's in their database for life. Look at the terms of service. All right, it's in their databases for life. They're not going to, you know, purge the information that you put up there. They're not going to do it. I mean, even though you cancel your account and it's no longer up there, they're still going to have all the pictures you posted there on their data center. They're still going to have all the blogs and all the things that you said, all the chats, any kind of rendezvous that you happen to hook up with, you know, any kind of homosexual twists or anything, just anything. I mean, if you were verbally abusive to a girl or if you had some psychotic, you know, stalking problem, I mean, the whole 9 yards, you know. And I know these idiots are saying, who cares? The idiots who are saying, who cares, are, you know, entitlement collecting, you know, welfare, you know, government cheese eating losers. You know what I mean? I mean, so give me a break. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call. I want to hear from you. All right? I mean, you know, Facebook allowed, you know, they're supposed to be the man when it comes to this social networking crap. All right? I mean, you know, here you have them, you know, allowing people to data mine, you know, their information via their Facebook page. You know what I mean? Via the damn application, for Christ's sake. And according to Zuckerberg, oh, yeah, we closed it. Don't worry about it. We closed it. Shove it up your ass, Zuckerberg. I mean, you're such a liberal. God damn, you're such a fake bastard. You know, it's one thing if Zuckerberg came out and said, hey, man, I'm rich, bitch. You know, I'm rich, bitch, and, you know, was lighting cigars with, like, $100 bills and, you know, acting like a true capitalist. But no, he's acting like one of these goddamn liberal elitists who are trying to make themselves look like, oh, look at me, my company's worth $60 billion, and yet I go out and, you know, eat, you know, a sack lunch with all the Facebook employees out in the front, you know, foyer area or wherever the hell they eat. You know, oh, look at me, you know, I've got, you know, a little T-shirt and jeans, and that's my attire, you know. I mean, it's just such a liberal pompous ass, you know. I hate idiots like that, man. I mean, you know, just look, we all know that you're living lavish, assholes, all right? We all know that you're living lavish, so why don't you just, you know, stop acting like you're such a pious person? Because if Zuckerberg, if you were just such a private person, how could you manipulate all of the people that have made you a billionaire into believing that, hey, it's just an innocent little social network, don't worry about it, when in actuality you're not only data mining their information but turning out psycho and demographic information on these people without even giving them a dime for it. So I'm telling you, the stupidity, it's just, it's unnerving to say the least. Anyway, let's take a call here. 425, what up?
Hey, Ghost, how you doing? This is Mike.
Not bad. What's up?
Hey, man, you got a pretty good subject. It's been a good show so far, but, you know, I could go all day talking about Facebook, but, you know, comparing, Facebook's terrible, don't get me wrong, but the real enemy here is Google. Google will do more damage than Facebook ever could, because collecting your personal information. All those things are terrible. But mind you, these kids that were born like after 9/11, they're just getting out of high school, 17, 18. Like they have no concept of privacy. It just doesn't matter. You know, they already put their phone numbers in there. They don't have to gather them. Anyone, you're like, have you ever seen a cell phone commercial or a computer commercial, anything? Everything's already integrated with Facebook. They buy the phone because it has it on it. They love it. They eat it up. And
I know
they're going to drink it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just like what the last caller was saying, you know, Google is trying to, you know, kind of weasel its way out in Congress. It had a congressional session trying to answer on these, you know, tracking devices that they're putting on these Android phones. Same with Apple computers. You know, these tracking devices, they can actually hone in on your exact longitude and latitude location through GPS and figure it out if you're actually patronizing businesses or you're patronizing a mall. Or I mean, this is very valuable information when compiled and mined and delegated and sold appropriately. I mean, this is serious money that these people are making. And look, I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's wrong when you're not letting people know about it. And they're bypassing. Yeah, and then they're bypassing it by saying, "Hey, just click this OK for the terms of service." They don't even post the terms of service. You got to click a link and then read all this small fine print. These idiots can barely read a blurb on a 140-character tweet. What makes you think that they're going to be able to actually read a whole 2-3 page full of terms of service in extra small writing? They're not going to do it. And unfortunately, they do that, and this is all willingly happened. That's why Google is trying to justify this. And you should have heard their arguments, you know, in the congressional hearings. And I'm not trying to, you know, be on Google's side, but they have a good argument. That's why I'm bringing this up right now. That if these people are going to willingly just, you know, leave their privacy in the wind and allow these, you know, big-time international corporations, which, you know, have ties with governments too. I mean, these are not just, you know, private companies. These are integrated, you know, with the government. Google, Facebook, they're all, you know, chummy with this liberal regime, and that is a fine line between private enterprise and public, the public sector, the bureaucrats, being able to just kind of tell Facebook or tell Google, hey, you know, since we're, you know, chums and, you know, you've donated to our campaign, we've supported your business as a national emphasis, as a point of emphasis. And the reason I know this is because look at Obama. He went to the Facebook the Facebook headquarters. He's gone to the Google headquarters. He's actually taken a whole bunch of their campaigns. And it's going to be no thing for the government to just go right in and observe these, you know, anybody they want, because, you know, private enterprise and public the public sector have merged together, man. And this is what I've been trying to say for the longest time. These kids don't care. I'm glad you sound fairly long. You sound like you're very concerned about it, and you should be. Go ahead.
All right. Sorry to cut you short, but I don't want you to hang up on me just yet. I want to point this out.
Go ahead.
All right. Go to www.hackaday.com, HACKADAY.com. And you'll see a really big announcement from Google that they released their own ADK, and it's a Arduino little controller PC thing. You can hack it to do just about anything. But anyway, Google is making light bulbs, and they're going to be jumping into the home lighting market very shortly. So imagine going to whatever, you know, Ace Hardware, Home Depot, something like that, and they're making these. It says on the website, consumer grade, 60-watt, blah blah blah, smart LED light bulbs. Now that's just one of the things in your home that this computer can control. So that's another piece of information out there, is how much power you're using. And another website I'm going to click to, and this is a really big deal too, but they released they made their official statement finally about the Chromium netbook. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I read about that today.
Okay, see, all right, cool. So you know what I'm talking about. This is terrible because, like I said, you know, like, I'm 25, and it was pointed out to me a number of times just how little we care about our privacy, and I really had to think about it for a minute, but I was shocked at how normal all of this seemed to me. But anyway, so cloud computing, that is basically all this netbook's going to do. It has no hard drive. Right now, they only control the substance that's on your internet, your web browsers, whatever information you put in there, but they don't have access to your hard drive.
As a matter of fact, you're getting to the technology that was just introduced by Rhythm in Motion, which is the company that releases BlackBerry. Yeah, Research in Motion. BlackBerry is actually was the first ones to get in on this cloud computing, and right when they put out the device, I mean, there were so many holes in it, it was disgraceful. As a matter of fact, this is what kind of threw that stock down the tubes, because you're right. I mean, all it is you accessing your information on your hard drive, not in your computer, from a third party. It's from the cloud. That's why they call it cloud computing. And, go on. Go ahead with what you're saying. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, basically the way cloud works is it rents out information that you already own. So let's go say you buy Adobe Photoshop online, download it. Well, you have to pay an amount each month to rent, like that, like I imagine, like a 25, 40 gig, whatever, X amount package of information. And it'll be so cheap, they'll make it seem like you'd be stupid not to buy it. Like for only $5.99, you can get up to 20 gigs or something like that. And they'll be like, that's as much as 10 2-gig flash drives. And people are gonna be like, oh my God, that's 20 gigs for only $5.99. And they'll show a commercial. It shows like, those fucking electronics commercials, shows like dad trying to plug in a lamp and he burns down the house. It'll be like, finally, no more hassle with your computer. Everything's taken care of for you. And you feel like you're a dinosaur for not jumping on the bandwagon. But
sure.
That's terrible. That's just it's a step backwards. And,
I mean, it's definitely a step backwards, and not to mention that the people of today are so completely oblivious of what's going on, and the media fails to highlight these types of blatant, tramples on privacy. That, when somebody like myself brings this up, I mean, I don't know if you look at the chat room, these idiots don't really give two rat's asses. They're like, oh, who cares? It doesn't matter. And that's the biggest threat, though.
Chat rooms. I mean, that's probably the extent of their computer use. I mean,
they are a faction of society, and believe it or not, I mean, they're a pretty good faction of society. In my personal opinion, I think most people think in this fashion. I don't think that there's that many young people that think like yourself. And if they do, they're still, not able to grasp the full comprehension of the seriousness of the potential totalitarianism that could be just peeking around the corner. That's why I always talk about any people that, goes against totalitarianism is a friend of mine. But, if the people, and especially in this government, that's a government made for the people and by the people, if they allow the government to do what it's doing, if they allow this merging of corporate enterprise and the public sector, if they continue to allow this crap, it's not wrong. And that's the biggest danger of our society and every society throughout the international community. That if the masses are allowed to just be complacent and vote in these autocrats who are just going to perpetuate the type of activity that we've come to know and love, then it's justified. And that's what I keep telling these people online, man, that the more complacent you are, the more you just sit on your ass and not do anything, no matter what they put in front of us, whether it's X-ray machines before you get into a goddamn plane, if it's searches on 5 or 6 year old girls, it doesn't matter. If the people are going to sit by and watch it happen and not punish these damn politicians by going to the voting booth and voting for somebody competent instead of somebody they want to have a beer with or gives them a nice smile or kisses their ass or whatever, we're going to continue to see the same thing, and that's what I'm afraid of. That's why I want capitalists throughout the world, not just in America, but throughout the world, to start taking their position as the financiers of these governments and start separating themselves from the masses. Because I'm telling you, at some point in time, these masses are going to be put in a precarious situation where they're not only going to have to be going in and, waiting for loaves of bread at a bread line, but I think that people need to Google up something called civilian labor camps, which is on a military website, and read that document for a little bit, and maybe, they'll start realizing that, man, maybe I shouldn't collect all this government cheese, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay. So.
No, I'm serious. I mean, I'm not ignorant of this stuff. I know what's going on here. You know, I mean, and let me tell you, this is why I do what I do, sir, is because we need to realize that us capitalists, we need to separate ourselves from the masses. You know, and let me tell you, the masses, they need to take their heads out of their clogged up colon holes and realize that they either need to be with us, the capitalists, or they're going to be with them, the masses. And the masses are going to be nothing more than pawns in this struggle between the public bureaucrats and the private sector. And, you know, since they're merging, that is the biggest threat to our continuity of prosperity than anything else. And that's why I'm saying, I know these idiots think it's a funny, idea. They think it's a big joke. But, I'm going to be the one laughing when these idiots are being forced into labor camps, which I'm not against, mind you. I'm not against labor camps. As a matter of fact, I think we need to implement that as soon as possible. I think that we need to take, not just the people that are collecting welfare for generations after generation and collecting government cheese and, free housing voucher programs. I'm talking about these corporate welfare assholes, too, that, took all this money. I mean, we need to take it out of their ass. You know what I'm saying? And in my personal opinion, I don't see where there's anything wrong with that. I mean, we are within our legal right as capitalists to obtain all the money that was taken out of our pockets, from these losers that contribute nothing to society. And I've got an idea what we can do with these losers, okay? Because they're not going to do hard labor. Let's be honest. These losers, they're not going to do hard labor. They're going to be, you know how they are. You've seen these so-called PO in America. They're out here, going to the club, listening to 50 Cent, drinking 4 O's, and all this other nonsense. Well, they have this new technology coming out of Europe, believe it or not. And you can look this up online, where they can actually turn your kinetic energy into an actual energy source, to light up homes and to light up cities and to light up, grid infrastructures and that sort of thing. I say that we force all these so-called assholes that are PO in America, all right? I say that we force them into, clubs that have this type of technology and force these idiots to dance their ass off for 10 hours a day so they can work off all the goddamn money that they ripped off of the taxpayer and throw the corporate welfare in there, too. Throw those corporate welfare assholes in there, too, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. We need these people to goddamn pay all the money back that they took out of the capitalist taxpaying system. We need to take it out of their ass. We need to take it out of their ass. And that's all there is to it, for Christ's sake. And I know there's people that are shocked. I know there's people that are like, oh, I can't believe he's saying this. I can't believe that this is well, believe it, because it's the reality of the situation here, for Christ's sake. You notice, once I started saying, Google up civilian labor camps, all of a sudden, the chat room got quiet, It got quiet because once they looked it up, they realized, oh, my God, this is a .mil website. This is a .mil website. What the hell's going on with this crap? I mean, this guy's for real. You're goddamn right, one for real. What have I been telling you? I've been telling you people that you're either with the capitalists or you're in the bread lines with the masses. All right? It's your choice, you pieces of crap. It's your choice. I am not going in no goddamn bread line. All right? I'd rather die. I'd rather die than to sit there and beg for Big Brother to give me a goddamn loaf of bread. I'd rather rather fucking die. Damn it. I'd rather die than to sit here and wait in some goddamn bread line for Big Brother government. I'd rather die, baby. Anyway, get this goddamn microphone. Anyway, folks, for all the folks that are understanding where I'm coming from, I mean, if you're a hard worker, if you're somebody that actually works for a living and has these taxes taken out of your paycheck, all right, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You're a capitalist. You're actually contributing. It doesn't matter what kind of job you have. It doesn't matter if you're a burger flipper, a CEO, a small business owner, if you're cleaning enema bags for a living, if you're cleaning the leftover secretions at a XXX theater, if you're cleaning shit bowls. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're getting paid, as long as you're paying taxes, and as long as you're not collecting any goddamn entitlements. Well, by God, you are a capitalist. You are a capitalist, and that's why I'm calling on you. Not just here in America, but throughout the world. It's time for us to take our stand. It's time for us to stand up and get up and demand our authority and demand that we be taken seriously by these goddamn bureaucratic governments. It is time for us to realize that we fund these little people. We fund these governments, for Christ's sake. And it's time for us to assert our authority, not just here in America, but throughout the international community. So I'm calling on you, everybody throughout the international community, join the capitalist army. Join the capitalist army. www.capitalistarmy.com. It's the only social network for capitalists throughout the world. And that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, we got 4 minutes left in the program. I was supposed to get to the new super bug. Yeah, we got a new, super staph infection, believe it or not, that is resistant to antibiotics. And believe it or not, this new bed bug phenomena that's sweeping the West Coast and the East Coast out here. Yeah, there's bed bugs, like a bed bug infestation. Well, anyway, these new bed bugs actually carry this super, infectious staph-like bug that, unfortunately, how can I put it? It'll infect you pretty bad. It could kill you, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? And, it sucks that these goddamn bed bugs are out here spreading this goddamn super bed bug disease out here. So let me tell you something right now. Everybody be careful. If you happen to be staying in any kind of hotel, make sure it's 5-star, okay? Make sure it's 5-star, and not to mention, watch your goddamn sheets, please, all right? And, watch who you bring into your bed, Because, this is how these goddamn bed bugs, travel. I mean, if you're with some, filthy whore, not only will you have, bed bugs, you can have crabs or anything else. I mean, you don't want this, all right? I mean, I'm sure those idiot bitches at the slut walk have a, pretty good infestation of super bugs up their, uterus pipe. But anyway, and we're supposed to talk about also Trump backpedaling on his run for president. Yeah, he's talking about, now I know why Ross Perot dropped out. Oh, it's hard and a lot of ridicule. Yeah, no crap. It's politics, asshole. You stupid foxhead having freak. All right, and Philip Morris's CEO today was quoted as telling a nurse that, quitting smoking, it's not hard to quit. It's not hard to quit at all. Yeah, Philip Morris's CEO saying to the people and saying to some nurse that it is not hard to quit cigarettes, even though they put all these chemicals and all this, addictive crap to make sure that you have to have a cigarette. No, it's easy to quit. Yeah, right. I mean, if you're going to be a smoker, folks, at least smoke some cigars, all right? And if you're not going to smoke cigars, at least, smoke something that'll get you high or something. Don't give yourself cancer for nothing. I mean, cigarettes don't get you nothing. They get you cancer. Anyway, we got 1 minute left in the broadcast. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Once again, I broadcast Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time here in America, folks. So if you're out there in the international community, figure out what Central Standard Time is out there in your part of the world. I'm here every Monday through Friday, all right? And once again, spread the word about the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. You know what I mean? Spread the word about it. Let everybody know that we're in effect in the house. www.blogtalkradio.com/ghost. I mean, we've got thousands of hours of material, thousands of hours of on-demand shows on that website. All right, www.blogtalkradio.com/ghost. All right, not to mention, folks, that I've got a blog. That's right, a blog that you can can hit up. I haven't blogged on it in a minute, but, we're going to probably post something here tomorrow or maybe later on this evening. ghostpolitics.blogspot.com. All right? That's the blog. All right? And follow me on Twitter, you idiots. I'm sick and tired of people following me, and then, they stop following me because I have a controversial tweet. All right? Ghost Politics is the name to follow, right? Ghost Politics. All one word, no underscores. All right? Anyway, I'm going to be back tomorrow. I hope that you come back and see me. Spread the word, tweet your asses off, and use those buttons underneath the player. Do a Facebook thumbs up button, retweet, you share it, email it. Go to capitalistarmy.com. Go to capitalistarmy.com. Join the Capitalist Army. Anyway, I'm out of here, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in with me. Until tomorrow and until next time, I'm out of here. This is Ghost, True Capitalist Radio. And spread it around like wildfire, huh?
You've been listening to True Capitalist Radio. The thoughts, views, ideas, comments, and opinions of the host of this show are absolutely his. Catch more live episodes Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30 Central. Or check out archive shows at blogtalkradio.com. True Capitalist Radio.
That's it.
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. The bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.